what's the word? You could also just like don't you store your VODs on Twitch?
I do, but I also record them.
Oh.
Yeah. Because that way, if Twitch decides to be a dickhead and mute the audio on something that I didn't want muted, I can bypass it. And speaking of bypassing it, hi everybody. This is hello to everybody now. Everyone. Today is officially the 5th episode of Chapter 2, and I believe this is the 10th episode in total. But for Chapter 2, it is episode 5.
No. It's got to be way more.
How many chapters are we having?
It depends on how many story arcs happen, because it's like whenever I feel like you guys have like completed an overarching like circle of story, like when Wade died, that was a good end of the first chapter, and we'll see with this one. It's kind of just, I don't have a set number, it's always when it feels right, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Didn't know we were on chapter 2 yet.
Yeah, chapter 2, episode 5. It says it right there underneath me on the stream if you were looking.
Yeah, with a big unicorn on top.
Goes to show somebody's not been paying attention.
Right? And it's in the title as well. Shocker. But, everybody, it is episode 5. You guys left the Crimson Blossom Isle last session after meeting a man by the name of Niles, who is a member of the Baroness's crew, a crew you guys had been seeking out for potential aid. And he had the expertise and the knowledge to guide you in to the main flagship between 2-point warnings, using the correct flag signaling system so you don't get literally blown out of the water.
Thank you, Semaphore.
Yeah. You guys encountered about a dozen vessels, including the flagship, the Dawn-in-Ire, and that ship, comparatively, is practically a floating city compared to yours. It is bigger in all dimensions by quite a considerable amount. It has 3 fire platforms. It then has more levels on that for other use and parts of the ship. The ship is probably 200-300 foot long. It is a big boy compared to your tiny minnow. But you guys managed to climb aboard. Were confronted by a couple of important looking people, one of which is your character, Coyote, if you would like to say hello. And the other
Hello. Hello. I had my microphone up, and I forgot I had my microphone up. Hello. I am playing Chichitik, a hobgoblin man who is very wizard presenting.
Wizard presenting, we like it.
Wizard.
And the first admiral of the fleet and right-hand man to the Baroness herself, Vice Admiral Morgan. And you guys were taken into a waiting area which had like a small fireplace, seating area, and some food and drink for you guys to indulge in, where you guys were going to be asked questions. And some preliminary questions have already been asked and answered as best as they can be. But we ended the session there, and we're going to start the session with you guys getting into the meat and bones of the interview now. And, unfortunately, even though it is Ben's important big day, guess where Ben is? Not here. He's not
Nando's.
fucking here. He's not at Nando's. He's getting tapas, actually. I don't know. I don't know what tapas
Battle
is.
formation.
I know of tapas. I have no idea what it is, but
Spanish.
Ooh, tapas is like a bunch of small appetizers that you can share among a table. It's like
isn't that just hors d'oeuvres?
Not quite.
No.
It's a Spanish style, really.
Okay. Well, Ben is having
It's like-
tapas because apparently tapas is more important than us.
I love
Not
tapiola
that
West
not that we're bitter or anything, honest.
Oh.
I guess in character he could be hit by a sudden bout of seasickness.
Well, even better, because hopefully Ben can maybe join us towards the end, but obviously if not, it doesn't matter. But the plan will be as Chichitik was intending on leading this conversation, and Morgan was going to essentially overview and observe and give a few insights and inputs, because essentially it's a way of testing another part of your integration, because you've only been a part of this crew, like, this is for your character's knowledge, you've only been a part of the crew for a short time comparatively, considering you came from an alternate dimensional arena. I'd probably say it's been a few months, maybe. But instead, what's going to happen is Vice Admiral Morgan is going to take Josiah away to talk a bit more one-on-one, as you guys found out, you found out that the party, or pretty much, Josiah came here to look for aid to kill a pirate crew to the west. One that is Jacob Prescott.
Yep.
And brought the rest of the party here, the crew, and when asked, why are the rest of you here? And it was, everyone kind of just semi-pointed to Josiah and just said, well, he wants it done, we're just helping him. And I think that's probably more interesting to separate the two, separate Josiah from the party, so Chichitik can get to the meat and bones of really why that's the case, because strangers, like, are you gonna really just do that for someone you've not known very long? Like, okay, well, we'll figure it out. Well, no.
It's something to do to pass the time, you know?
No, you know what? We won't figure it out. You're gonna figure it out. You're gonna figure it out, Chichitik, as Josiah's gonna be spoken to by Morgan in the other room. I just realised one thing. I haven't turned my spotlight on. Give me a sec. My key light. There we go. I am dark as shit. Now I'm not. But we're gonna start the session properly now, at least, with yourself, Chichitik, as Josiah's been siphoned away by Morgan into one of the... there's other waiting rooms very similar to this, smaller, bigger. You would presume pretty easily that Josiah's been taken to one of the other similar rooms, leaving you with the rest of the party. And there are guards outside and stuff if needed, but you are pretty capable yourself. So I'm going to leave it in your hands to indulge yourself in some questioning now.
Okay, hang on. I have to write everyone's names down again because my other piece of paper I was taking notes on, I was on my like notepad, not my like.
Not like an actual physical notepad, like the yeah.
No, it was on a physical notepad. It's just that the notepad is like a small notepad as opposed to a notebook.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, and by the way, dude, I don't know if you heard me, but I did. So thank you for the raid. I didn't realize you were live because obviously I wasn't looking on Twitch properly. So when I sent you the message, I was just expecting you to just slither in at some point.
No, man, I gotta make an entrance. I'm a pirate.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, so it's Dax, Barnett, Nivara, Josiah. Who else?
Vlad.
I think
that's
to be confused with the Impaler. Oh no, it is the Impaler.
It's really not, but yes, you
No.
got Barney.
I haven't filed someone already.
Oh,
so-
and then you've
One
got,
day you'll get a spear as like you'll get a magic spear.
and you've also
Oh,
got
Just
technically a part of the party, but actually not in terms of the game mechanics, because Niles is there as well, spelt Nils, who is a member of the Baron Antoinette crew, who basically brought these people to the ship because they were looking for an audience and he was looking to get back. So it was like a mutual relationship. So
Yo, out of character,
Yeah?
do I know Niles personally, or is that completely up to me how much my character knows Niles?
I would say that'd be up to you two.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I was going to say, because you, Chichitik, are essentially the apprentice to the second in command. So you hold a pretty high station, do you know what I mean? Niles does do a lot of work for the Baroness direct, but he's often essentially rarely ever actually on the ship, and he's usually like he's the one that's sent out to do work.
Yep.
Whereas you do a lot of on-ship work. So
I'm
it's
a
up to you. Yeah, it's up to you two how intimate you want to be with each other.
Look, man, I'm the pirate with the abacus.
Yeah, but it could be another point to maybe even ask him why the fuck he brought this random ass crew that just so happened to be looking for the Antoinette. fleet.
That's gonna.
Because like that's another thing you gotta
Baroness.
consider. Like this man has just brought these random ass strangers who he's never heard of, you guys have never heard of, to the ship, the command ship, the flagship.
Yeah, literally like the biggest ship.
Yeah. So while he's a part of the party, he's technically not a part of the crew. He's a part of Antoinette's crew, but just like a bit of explanation there.
Hmm. And then was Niles also on the western half, and then they brought him all the way the fuck around?
Niles,
Or did I not know about his deployment?
I would say you probably aren't aware of what every mission is, like every person's doing, but you were aware at least he was doing a mission, and as far as the basic explanation has been, he found this crew, this ship, at Crimson Blossom Isle, and then has brought them southeast to 2 Point Warnings, where you guys are now. So he wasn't terribly far away. He was literally one island over, if you can see the map.
Yep.
Well, yeah, to the Baroness's crew, the name would be Polar.
Oh shit! Yes, you're right. You're right. Sorry.
And female. But it's
Also that as
easily
well.
confused
Yeah,
with male.
no,
Yeah.
that was my brain having a fuck up because I just looked at the name
That's
and
very
just
okay.
forgot. I forgot everything else for a second.
Wait, so Niles' name is actually Polar?
Yes.
Actually, Polar. Yeah.
Okay, does
Polar. Oh,
all right. What level of confidentiality is Polar's actual name, considering we send them out to go do shit?
Mm-hmm. Well, you might not know that. To the Baroness's crew, it's Polar.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm wondering.
that was my fault there.
It's easily done.
Yeah.
Yeah, like to the Baroness's crew, it is Polar. I refer
to
to
this
them
crew
as
that-
Niles to these fuckers.
I was gonna say to this crew that he's brought to the ship, he's said his name. Said the name's Niles, but to the crew, as far as you're aware as well, it's Polar.
Okay, cool. I'll just refer to
Yeah,
them.
that was-
I'll
that was
refer to him
enti-
as Niles.
Yeah, well, that was my fault.
All
But he
right.
did. I do remember she did say
I did shout it out.
in front of the party that like Polar's back or something like that. So
Okay, well,
it's. I
yeah,
mean, it's
all
at the
right.
end of the day, it's up to Chititiak how he wishes to say.
It's like, you are a fucking spy. Why do you have to be so dramatic?
I'm playing a very
Anyway.
weird character. I apologize.
All right.
But I will leave it in your hands now. As essentially, we're going to pick it up off as Josiah's taken out with Morgan. The door is shut behind. You hear the footsteps just go away into the distance, into nothingness, and you're all left in the room, sat across from this hobgoblin command pirate. What do you
You
say?
know he's serious because he's not wearing a hat.
That is big stuff. So, Chititiak.
I'm thinking of how he phrases this.
Okay. No, that's fine. I just didn't know if, like... Oh, that's why I was going to just, like, prompt you. But if you're just thinking about your words, something, that's fine.
Yeah. Let me think. Okay. Where was the last known location of this? As I out of character look at my notes, because what was the last known location of Jacob Prescott?
Does anyone want to answer?
Oh, was that in character? I'm sorry,
That was
because you
in
said this is
character.
out of character.
Yes. Yes. Where was the last known location of Jacob Prescott?
It would be in his cove on Elsa's den.
If you zoom out a little bit, you'll be able to see it. Hang on. If I do
It
this...
is on the map.
Like, here.
Yep, that's the one.
Okay. And a lot of you have the only personal reason you have in this fight is helping Josiah.
Technically, No
What?
and yes.
Please do go on.
And she'll kind of look towards the others as well a little bit. I just mean that I came here to do a very specific thing, and in supporting this man, I hope to get him to support me in my endeavor.
What is the specific thing?
I am a museum curator here to find artifacts.
Okay. So you're here to plunder the ancient. So you're here to plunder the blood right of the native populations.
Sorry? I do not understand your phrasing.
Goes to Vlad, and you have no other personal buy-in other than helping Josiah.
I'm just here for the fun of it, really, at the moment. Plus, trying to work out what's going on myself half the time.
Okay, a journey of self-discovery and hedonism.
We'll go with that for time being, yes.
Barnet?
Hello?
Is your
Oh,
only buy-in to all of this just helping Josiah?
Yeah. Well, everybody else is well.
All right. And Dax?
unfortunately, we recently had another member of the party pass away called Wade. And he was quite close to Josiah at the time. I think in some ways the party is here to kind of help Josiah get past the passing of Wade and help him get his objectives finished.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Working through trauma.
Josiah fucked up? Question mark.
Yeah, working through trauma. Josiah fucked up? Question mark.
I mean,
Is the out of character
technically.
notes I have. It is the out of character notes I've actually written down. Is including Barnet just being helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, and why did you not? Try to amass a fleet on the western part of the island if this is a problem that affects the western part?
Because there is no fleet. Right?
Well, there's no organized fleet, but you could probably get a bunch of ragtag individuals such as yourselves together and then split the reward easier that way, as opposed to coming all the way across the islands through 2 contested territories that are known to be hostile to get to here.
Technically incorrect, but nah. I just mean, why would you try to put together a bunch of ships who would all have different opinions and different... It's just a whole lot of work, you know?
How long did it take you to get from the western part to here?
Time is something we have plenty of, I think. Wow, we are.
Do
It is
you?
reducing. Me?
No, I
Oh, you
mean,
said
do you
do you.
have time? Yeah, do you have time when you're dealing
No.
with a pirate captain who is slowly trying to take control of an empire?
But at the same time, you must understand that it would have taken us much more time to get a bunch of people to agree to do what we wanted them to do in an area which I have been told is quite everybody out for themselves a little bit. You know, loyalty is only seen with certain people. If you don't have loyalty, you know, I just got the impression that this was the better idea out of the two. We go for the group that is a group rather than trying to put together a group.
And what was your plan to hail us should you not have met Niles?
We were just going to come and say hello.
Ooh.
TT like swivels around in his chair for a moment and then swivels back.
Oh yeah, you would be well aware of many of other ships that have made that mistake in the past.
Okay. I like to imagine he actually also does have a notebook.
Right, like the island, the Twin Islands were not called 2-point warning for a reason. Like,
I mean, I
many-
think
How many of you have
Oh, sorry.
nautical experience outside of Josiah?
that would be a goose egg, I believe. Look, everything is meant to happen for a reason, and on this specific timeline that we are following, we met Polar, and we have now met you. It is just the way it is meant to be. We are fortunate.
So he's expecting me to walk
Um,
from the work to the New Street
let's
station.
see.
Can
So-
I? Does that throw him a little bit? Like, do I get the impression that he kind of like
It'll be half an hour.
head tilts to try and work it out, or is it more?
Oh,
you're just trying to think
definitely.
what you're
Not-
saying?
He has opinions.
Cool.
He understands what you're saying. He
the
just
big
has
question
opinions.
is, what are those opinions?
Would you like to try one of them fancy schmancy insight checks?
Would you mind?
Yeah, I'm
Alright,
happy
yeah,
for that.
do it.
I'm happy for that. Do you want to try and gauge like his like facial expression from it? Yeah.
That would be a 20.
He thinks you're kind of just like a naive dumbass, specifically. You specifically are a naive dumbass. The person he respects most in the group, given like what he has heard, is Vlad.
Oh no.
Perfect.
Yes, Vlad is the
I mean-
like looking around all of you. He's like, all right, you're
Out of
all right.
character.
You're from fucking somewhere else and trying to steal native artifacts. You're also someone who believes in who's talking up Fate Destiny. So whatever. That guy Barnet, but he doesn't know. He can't get a read on Barnet. Dax is like, okay, I can get him. And then Vlad's like, no, that's the guy I understand. That guy is a fucking pirate. Like looking at Vlad, that guy is a pirate.
It's fine.
I mean,
They're gonna
the
go
wor-
out
the
of
wor-
character.
The worst thing is, you're not the first person to think that of Navarro.
Everybody underestimates Naya.
And the
Every single
worst thing
person.
is, the last
Oh,
guy,
no,
that,
I'm
the
completely
last
sure
guy
you
that
were
said he
competent.
died.
You're just also. It's like, ah, yes, here we are. You're also an archaeologist who went to a pirate-infested country despite having no nautical
Yeah.
training.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the worst thing
Who-
is as well, the last guy that thought Navarro was naive died.
Yeah. So I'm technically currently winning. Like,
Yeah.
he died. I didn't. So win-win.
You also are like, yeah, let's just go talk to the massive pirate fleet without any other things, without knowing any semaphore or like. It's just like, oh, this person's Mr. Magoo.
I don't want to reveal anything, so I'm happy for you to continue to think that.
Anyways. Okay, and the only thing you have claimed you would gain would be the treasure from stomping out a relatively small pirate fleet, and
No.
Oh,
Sorry. Is that in character or out of character? I
that's
do
in
apologize.
character. The only thing you have said we would gain the Baroness's fleet would have gained from this would be the treasure related to stomping out that one, and then also not having a rival to deal with in the future.
Well, this is it. I do not think it is a game, but what you will prevent yourself from losing.
Do you know why we don't conquer the western half of this entire place?
I'm sure you're about to tell me.
No, I'm not.
Okay, cool.
Anyway,
So what I meant was, with the whole fear of loss, it is not that you will have to stamp out a rival, but you will probably have to surrender to him at some point once he has managed to get the power that he seeks.
mm-hmm.
I mean, you seem like a learned man. You must understand that apparently this area is at the moment being undertaken by many threats. No? Or have you not heard of any of these?
Say that again. I was talking. I was writing stuff down. Out of character, I was writing stuff in my notebook. Say that again.
It's okay. So she basically says, goes on the lines of like, there's many threats that are happening at the moment. Are you not aware of these?
We are aware of that. Well, we are not aware of most of the ones that aren't actually threatening.
So you're not aware of the demons on the island. Literally, what is it? A few days to the northeast of here? Northwest, sorry.
2-3 days.
I presume we do know about the demons.
Word would have probably have gotten back that a few days ago there was a discovery of demonic creatures infesting the Crimson Blossom Forest on Crimson Blossom Isle.
You mean the island you took one of our people who we were sending to check out that island to do?
I do not know why Niles was there.
The island you specifically found a member of our crew on that island.
I mean, that's a question for Niles, it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I mean, they literally walked up to us, said, "Oh, you are heading out soon? I have been watching you." And then when we said, "Yes, we are heading to the Baroness," they were like, "Cool, I will get a ride with you." So under that assumption, we were like, this person knows how to speak to the Baroness. Maybe we can give them a ride in order to come and talk to you. No?
You see, Chichik just like grasps the bridge of his nose and like.
What?
Do any of y'all speak Goblin?
Bear with me.
That's a good question. Does anybody here speak Goblin?
No, I do not.
Goblin these nuts?
Hey, got him. You just hear him say something like very softly that sounds like a curse. All right. So
I mean, we were practically invited.
Do you know how much treasure has been amassed by Jacob?
There were several crates that were going onto a ship. I remember that when we were looking round. There were also, a few other things that I managed to find, but I do not know really what they were.
Well, could you describe them?
Yes, there were crates and they were filled with all manner of things, and she will go on to describe what was in the crates.
It was, I don't know if you remember exactly, but it was mostly goods that were to be loaded onto a ship to maintain crew and ship, like food and
Oranges.
supplies, yeah.
Yes,
I don't know if you want to say this to Chichitik, but I'll say out of character. You did pilfer a magic item, or at least an item that seems magical. The dagger.
Yeah,
I believe Josiah's got it, but I didn't know if you wanted to specifically say that in character. That's why I'm saying it out purposefully.
She will mention that they had magical items, and she will go, well, we're not so sure if what was happening to the dog hands was due to a magical item or their newfound powers.
Wait, hang on. Something was happening to the dog hands?
Mm-hmm. Due to the contract. Oh, sorry. Can you speak deep speech? Or read deep speech?
No, sadly, I chose primordial in my studies as opposed to deep speech.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
it
is
is alright.
where Chichichik's mind's about to be fucking blown open.
Give me 10 minutes, though.
Okay. Oh, are you going to comprehend? I know
Yeah.
that's one too. Yes, I'll give you a minute. I will comprehend as well, so we will both. I will cast ritual. I imagine they both trace the same number.
We're both just fucking ritual casting shit.
Yeah, this interview just comes to a grinding halt for 10 whole ass minutes.
I mean, we're wizards. We don't give a shit. We're ritually
We're
casting
wizards.
stuff. You can wait.
Wizards only, fools!
No, it's absolutely fine. So obviously, Other people, you guys will have 10 minutes to talk to each other. Quietly.
He will like call someone to basically bring everyone else like food.
Tea.
There's already been a platter of stuff to drink, and there's like a picture of like an ale and something like that. So people can eat and drink, but 10 minutes will.
Yeah.
Okay, Liam.
And then
10 minutes will come and go by. Yeah.
I imagine that we've been sat in like quite comfy chairs. You said it was quite luxurious in here. I should
Compared
kind
to
of
what you'd
scoot it
expect, yeah,
round
this
to-
is almost like a nobleman's like greeting room, similar to what you found at the Lone Spire. You know, with
Mm.
Oh wait, I think I found a much better way of putting Chitik's thoughts on Nivara. High int, low wisdom.
Yeah, but no, like at the Lone Spire with Halfling there, the nobleman. It's very noble. It's obviously the walls and the structure are mainly made of wood instead of like fine stone and carved things like that because it's ship still. But it's very well decorated, and you notice like on the feet of the legs there are like wooden like wedges that are put in to basically like hold the legs in place so things don't rock around in the water and things like that. So there is like like little grippers made that furniture is then placed into and locked in place.
So at first she tries to move the chair and then it doesn't move, and she looks at it and then realizes it's attached and will just literally walk over this time.
Yeah.
And will like perch on the edge of like the table or something as she
Well, I was going to
shows
say
him
the ship isn't moving at the minute, so you could lift the chair out of its like slots and just move it over. But
I'll do that.
If the ship was
but
actually sailing, you would then start.
No man, how heavy? I want to know how heavy is this chair because this is a pirate captain chair. That is made out of hardwood.
It's like
Oh, no, I'm
it's-
taking
it's
my
like
chair
yeah, it's just like a
over.
high back chair. It's not terribly heavy.
Oh, okay.
I would imagine as long as you've not got under a 10, you won't need a check.
I've got a 10.
It's
Yeah,
it's awkward, but it's possible.
cool. And I will put it down next to his, like facing the rest of the group at this point, and then I'll sit down and I'll show him the contract that we sourced.
Yeah.
All right.
Would you like me to read it out? Or are you sharing, Danny? Because I did not read this out to the group.
You're
I
the
was
one,
being,
you've got it.
terrible.
You've got it though, haven't you?
Yeah.
So
I've got it.
You can go for it.
So it says.
Wait, hang on. This thing is written in deep speech.
Yes, and
Mhm.
and signed at the bottom in blood.
This world
Yeah.
has deep speech as a written language.
I imagine it's like Braille
It's
with deep speech. You know what I mean? Because it's like engraved.
yeah, it's not quite
It's
as straightforward as like English or common. Do you know what I mean? It's
it's that weird
I am-
illithid
it's
thing.
it's
Yeah.
very like Cthulhu letters. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Well,
Lord
yeah, and I imagine like when you're going through it, you have to like run your fingers off because like there's context that's hidden like in the like scratch marks and
Yeah.
stuff that's
The way I
placed around
imagine
it.
it is like the Call of Cthulhu game where you know those weird
Okay,
like,
that's fine.
symbolistic letters. But yeah, exactly as Rosie's saying. But yeah, eventually 10 minutes will go by. The comprehend languages will eventually pop into existence. The contract laid before you will morph in a way that you can then begin to comprehend and understand what is being said on it.
All right. Please, if you would be so kind.
So what it says is, I hereby swear to this contract to willingly follow Captain Jacob Prescott and his crew under the power bestowed by the Great One until I am no longer fit for work. This includes submitting my will when the crew is not at ports for means of security and defence. Failure to do so forfeits my will to Jacob and the Great One to be punished as they see fit. And then it's signed in blood at the bottom with Clivert Dawkins.
Clivert dog piss?
Dawkins.
Dawkins! I'll put it in chat.
Oh, sorry. Deep speech is my first language. Clivert dog piss. No, Dawkins.
Yes, if you see here, this little marking is the k sound rather than the piss sound.
Yes, my finger was over it, so I couldn't see it when my comprehend languages was up.
Completely understandable. It is a small mistake to make.
But the
It's
name,
fine.
the
Anyway.
name is the name Clivert Dawkins. It's written in common, but it's signed in blood.
In blood.
So whilst we were in the cove, that we'd been alerted to. We'd been alerted to it because, well, it was Josiah and Wade. Well, it was Wade really that we all sort of connected with. I do not think I am out of bounds by saying it was like we were connected to Wade, and then Josiah came later a little bit for most of us. Because, well, he seemed like a good man. And then we were investigating, but we saw that all the Dokans, essentially, they seem to be moving in tandem with each other, like perfect, like step by step by step. And they all move at the same time. This kind of weird tick happened every now and then, where, but they all experienced it. We then had a conversation with Charlotte while she speaks through the mouthpiece of a dockhand and basically taunted us a little bit, trying to find a little bit of information. Charlotte, yes. Charlotte Inch? That bitch?
Do I know who that is?
You were told at the end of last session that Charlotte Hinge is the first mate to Jacob Prescott.
Okay. And she was speaking through people.
Yes, I believe you were told that. This is last session. I believe you were told that there was mention of parlay that they wanted to conduct with the party in front of you, but they didn't. I believe that was mentioned, but you guys can correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't remember.
Okay. And then they spoke with the first mate through the dock workers.
And she
Oh.
was basically saying, we're on our way back. And we said, oh, well, we might not be here when you get back. And then she threatened us a little bit, but tried to not make it sound like a threaten. You know, when someone's like, no, because of pirate law, we have instigated a parlay. You have not agreed to it, but that is okay because we are coming to get you. And so we stole their shit and ran away.
Okay. Do you have any Do you have any insight into any of the magic items they had that you said that they were carrying?
Well, I do have a little insight, but
Just for
I do not
convenience,
know.
if you do wish to produce that dagger at any point, we can just say you
Yeah,
have it instead of.
I will show the dagger.
Just because obviously Ben's not here. Just saying for
Okay.
convenience.
Number one, is she touching the dagger when she produces it?
Are you?
I will. I remember it was in a box, so
It's
I
in
will
a
take
small
out the
ornate
box. And show it.
that's like just long enough to cover, like, for the dagger. It's a red box with like gilded metal. It's not gold, but it's gilded. And inside there is a dagger. It's a stiletto style blade with 2 wings for a flushed winged guard and a spike pommel.
Has anyone in your party touched the dagger?
No. I told them immediately about cursed items, and I think most of us knew already about cursed items, so we did not
Alright.
touch it. And she'll kind of like, at this point, close the box a little bit. So you understand?
Yes. Now that would have been a much better thing to lead with.
Well, I just wanted to see whether you are crazy or not, and then, you know, on the gauge, I was hoping you would be a little bit crazy, so that you would actually listen to us rather than throwing us in whatever sort of punishment cells that you had on board.
I'm a pirate. Being crazy is part of my job description.
This is why I think the pirates are quite a good people. They seem to have a lot of fun, from what I have heard. Their common, like, belief system, and honestly, I kind of get it. Even though I do not understand all of the customs I am getting there.
You've never served as a sailor, correct? Well, right, actually, yeah, you said you had no knowledge, but you never served as a sailor.
Yeah, no, I worked here as the museum for several decades in total, split over different times.
And tell me, do you know about the governmental structure of pirates?
No.
Pirates is well, most pirate fleets are a true democracy with more or less equal compensation for everyone involved. After one good run, you can basically live off your life if you're smart. But most pirates aren't smart, so they just keep going.
Oh, okay. Understood.
It is
Don't
a
know when to
better.
stop when it's going good.
Yep. It is for the most part a much better and easier to go with system than trying to make any kind of money as someone with these exact set of skills as a dockhand or as a sailor
Hmm.
or an actual government, in which case unless you are the captain of the ship, which is only imposed on by the people who own the ship, you will not be making any money throughout your life and will probably live in poor, squalid conditions, even, which are somehow even worse than being on a ship. So that's why most people turn to piracy.
Okay.
Anyway.
No, I appreciate the history lesson, and I would like to hear more about how this came to be what has happened in the archipelago, because I know many years ago it was not like this. So it is interesting how it reached that point. So I would be more than happy to have a little history lesson later.
Perhaps later. I'm currently doing some analysis. And you see him actually pull out an abacus and start doing calculations.
Yeah. Is the dagger been put away by any chance?
Yes, I have closed the case and tucked it back away.
Okay. Just
at this
as an
point.
obvious point, and this is like as you guys found out when you pilfered the dagger. Although the properties of it are unknown, it is very obviously magical in nature.
There's something going on. We're not.
But in terms of
quite
its exact
certain.
properties, unless you guys test it out, attuned to it or anything, you don't know.
Yes,
I
but
know.
it's also probably super cursed.
Yeah, the place where we got it from, and I am an archaeologist. Well, that is what I am saying. I am a historian, curator, whatever you want to say. Are you right there, Liam?
Yeah.
All right.
Just
So,
die. Just start choking. Sorry.
That's the dagger. Oh no!
oh no! The dagger causes super plague.
It causes allergies.
oh
Hay
no!
fever. It's coming.
No, it gives you the bad part of the devil fruit from One Piece. It makes it so that you can't swim and that you're allergic to the ocean.
Oh dear. Be a bit bad on a boat.
All right, and then all right, cool. So let's see with that. All right, and then how many crates would you? And you said several, but could you give me just a very rough estimate of how many crates they were moving onto the ship?
Can I give a description?
Yeah. Given the
I'll give a number.
yeah, there was like a dozen or so crates being moved on.
A dozen or so?
Let me see.
And given the rough guesstimation of the crew size, you probably assume it's a few weeks worth of things, because they weren't tiny crates by any means. A couple weeks, maybe a bit more.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, I just said a dozen. But I think
Okay.
Danny was talking and it might got cut off.
Yeah,
and,
sorry. What I
you
was
know.
saying is, and given the size of the crew and ship that's been described, you would probably guess, given your station, that that's probably 2-3 weeks worth. It seems like these guys do long expeditions. They don't do like shorter missions, whatever it is they're doing.
Yes. And she would explain it would probably only have been a dozen crates because I believe that they were on their way back to the temple, you know?
Which temple?
The one under the sea. The weirdest thing I've ever said this week.
Under the
Okay.
sea.
Under the
Yeah.
sea. Okay.
So, yeah. The one under the sea.
Hey
Under the
DM,
sea.
can you give us some of that hot lore on the temple under the sea?
Unfortunately, there is little to be known about the temple under the sea. About all that the party knows, and again, I'm going to presume they would tell you is when they were at the Ivory Sands outpost, they did find out that Prescott's crew were specifically looking for diving equipment, more specifically a diving bell. And that was to have means of gaining access to this temple that is somewhere to the southwest of the Shockjade Expedition Island, which, if you look on the far west of the archipelago on your map, you will see. They were operating around there because they'd either located it and needed means of getting down to it, or they were trying to locate it.
They're searching.
Yeah, you don't know if they found it and are just trying to get down there, or if they're still looking, but that temple is somewhere there. The other bits of information that you guys know about the temple is that its main symbology
I've not
is
really gone too in depth into that. If
Well-
that makes
well,
sense.
Do you want me to explain it, or no?
Well, no, it was just more.
Okay.
So she would explain that they are looking for a temple under the sea that is to an entity called Alka. She wouldn't go into any detail about like some of the weird stories about it. Just
No,
because
that's
they were
fine.
so
The only other
spotty
thing
at
I
the
was going to
time.
point out was that it seems to have connotations with that symbol that represents like a silver
Mhm.
fortress and the name
Mhm.
Archaea. That's the other thing I was going to mention. That was it. So it
Cool.
seems to have connection with an entity, a person, a being, or a thing maybe known as Archaea. And the symbol of this place seems to be, and it's what Prescott's crew are using at the moment as a means of their like symbol. You know how each pirate crypt has their own like unique like logo shape. It's a silver
Yeah.
fortress. That is the logo of Jacob Prescott's crew and of this temple, apparently.
A silver what?
Fortress.
Fortress.
Okay then. Interesting.
What did you want to explain?
Alright, so they're
Did
trying
you
to
check?
gain access to a temple under the sea of unknown origin devoted to Alkia?
Hang on.
Alkia.
Archaea, like that. And their symbol is a silver fortress. Just to prevent any mic mismatch, I'll just write it.
Okay. And then
But yeah, we don't know
Does-
if Archaea is a person, a god, a demigod, a
Yeah.
item, a thing, a place. That's the name that keeps seeming to come up, and that symbol keeps coming up also in conjunction.
I will mention though that they have another name, the Great One, and then point
That too,
to the
yes.
the pic,
okay.
the stuff in the
Contract.
the contract.
With comprehend languages up, does the word Archaea mean anything?
Make either a religion, history, or arcana check. DCs are different. It's up to you to pick the right route, depending on what you think is more applicable.
That's a dirty 20.
Nice.
Nice.
No.
Or
But-
religion.
Make a follow-up history check.
Alright, hang on. Let me turn on the advantage toggle real quick. 23 on history.
Okay.
Nice.
You start immediately thinking of maybe like smaller, lesser known religions, maybe even like slightly more cultist rituals for like demigods and things like this, and small things that you can think of. And you know a fair bit, given it's not even your specialty. But unfortunately, nothing immediately comes to mind. But given the name, it does at least play into the fact that it does sound more like a name than like it doesn't really sound right as if it's going to fit like a place or an item. Maybe it does sound at least like it could be a name, but it doesn't seem to at least be anything of a religious basis.
Okay. And it does not mean something in another language, like
No,
how-
not
some
that
people
not
say
that you're aware of.
French.
No.
Cool.
That follow-up history
Alright.
check was basically trying to piece together the way the word is. Like, it does sound like a name, but at least it's not any gods that I'm aware of.
Oh, this is also news to the party because I've just remembered we've not talked about this with them. Oops. So Dax Barnett and Bud have no idea what we're on about, but never mind.
It's wizard
No.
shit.
Yeah, which is shit. Is Polar about at this point then, or Niles, or whatever their name is? Are they around? Have they been in the room
Yes,
watching the
they
wizards
are.
do the wizard
They are
shit?
here.
Okay.
For the
Alright.
sake of like not isolating Matt, like I've wibbly wobbled what the exact probable application of the protocol is. Matt's character is there just because it would be unfair to completely isolate him for like an hour.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone but Pola leave the room for a moment. I have some questions for her specifically.
No problem. Are we free to roam?
You are free to roam with an escort. They will notify you if you are to go on to anywhere that we would be forced to kill you.
Perfect. And then she'll walk out the door to find her escort.
Yeah,
I just imagine there's just like
and
a
is each
couple
of you,
of dudes outside.
yeah, and there is just a couple of guards outside, just on the off chance if anything did happen and you like shouted for them, they would have come in. They look armed as like a pirate ship would be, and
They
obviously,
got 10 guns each.
yeah, but they are there waiting for the party to come out, and you explain to the guards that they're allowed. They've got a few moments to roam. I'm assuming you give them the green light to. Basically, we'll get a meeting arranged with the Baroness, and you'll be speaking with her in a bit. I just need to ask a few questions to Pola, Niles, whichever.
Yep. And then, yeah, ask a few questions to Polar,
Which
and then...
we'll do those now. Then we'll go do the party roam and where you guys head off and have a look around the Dawning Ire, and then pull you all back together. So we'll stay with the room for now.
I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens.
But yeah, you guys are ushered out of the room, and Chichitik closes the door, leaving Pola, Niles, Pola, sat in the chair alone. The door shuts. You turn around.
Polar, what the fuck?
What?
You
I
brought
needed a lift
in...
back.
No, you brought it... I mean, wait, why did you need a lift back?
I always need a lift back. They leave me on an island, and when I'm done, it's my job. I sneak back.
Yeah, but like... Why these people?
But they seemed capable. They're not affiliated with anyone.
Wait, they
And
seem
then
capable?
when I mentioned, I've seen them
One
in
of
fights, they're
them... There are 5 of them. One of them knows how to drive a boat.
well, they have a crew for that. These are the away party.
Oh. Alright, what are your opinions of them after observing them for however many days on that island?
Well, they're definitely capable at, in a fight. They're a little rough around the edges. They don't always agree, but the captain does keep them in line, and there's no big arguments between them.
Okay.
They seem pretty fresh, a new group, I would have thought.
Alright, and then also, what do you have to say about the island?
Well, I've got some of the information on the leaders, a little bit for bribery, maybe get a discount on wood. That was my initial goal. And then this demon thing that kind of popped up as we were trying to leave. So I don't really know anything about that.
Yeah, just as a out of character thing, because I'm assuming it would have got mentioned when Navarro was talking about the demons. The demon creatures that they encountered were Pluresh, which are basically the little babies and minions of the demon lord Korgeth, demon worm of devouring. Nasty little blighter.
Okay, cool.
Just as an out of character thing for your notes and whatever.
Alright. Alright. Alright, given what Polar's told me, I have some ideas on a fair trade.
Trade.
Yes. Services for services, and also money because we're pirates.
Well, yeah.
If we didn't
I
have
assume
money,
there's
what
been
would
some
we
sort
have?
of yeah power.
Yes, but you can have that. But yes, we would have that even without being pirates.
Hmm.
All right, now let's get you something. Now let's get you a drink, and me one. Jesus Christ. Well, actually, what would be the god you invoke for just like the god of mild annoyance?
Oh, I mean, I don't think there is a dwarven god because like dwarves are known for their book of minor inconveniences.
Yeah.
Oh no, minor grievances is what it is. Hang on, let me just have a little
The
look.
Book of Grievances is the Warhammer thing, or the Book of Grudges.
Just having a
Yes.
quick look here.
Yeah, what god do people curse in this world besides instead of saying Jesus Christ?
I mean, one of the ones that stands out to me looking would be because it's the Forgotten Realms deities. That's what this world operates on, as well as the non-human ones. The one that stands out to me would be Loviata, which is the goddess of pain. Just like the mental fucking anguish, just like the fuck's sake.
Oh no! If this is Forgotten Realms, we're just gonna curse Maluk Biat.
Who?
Maluk Biat, the Goblin God,
Ah, right. Yep.
the one that killed every other Goblin God.
Yep, I've got it. But yeah, no, it's the Forgotten Realms plus non-human.
Maluk Biat's mace. All right. Anyways, so yeah, that's basically all I wanted to ask Polar was like report on the island. What the fuck?
Yeah, I like how you just shut the door, you turn around and just go, dude, the fuck?
The fuck? You have it's like I brought these these guys seem cool, so I brought them to our like cool pirate place. Like, dude, we are the largest fleet in the world. Like
We're not cool, we're fucking menacing.
we are menacing.
Stop!
Like, dude.
Well, and yeah,
Anyway.
the initial thought was I needed to get back. What we do with
Yeah.
it, whether we give them a job to do, is up to
Now we have to.
them.
God damn it! Hang on. I also tie a piece of like a letter to my familiar cat and send it out to the boat we sent out to go get Polar.
Yes.
I don't think. I think normally I would have like snuck back.
I think it's even funnier though
Yes.
to have the crossed wires of
Miles.
that because don't
Yeah.
forget, Chichitik is semi-new here, so he probably isn't aware of that, and he's probably just like, well, he needs to get back somehow, so I'm gonna set something up.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm going
So
to
I think
send, I'm gonna send,
I think it's quite funny having the crossed wires like this.
Yeah.
No, Titik bribed a fisherman ship to go over there. Not one of our ships, but like
Yeah.
just some rando fucking
We had to threaten
fisherman.
his wife and kids, and now it's for nothing. Fuck.
No, he didn't threaten his wife and kids. He's like, here's 2 gold. This is more money than you will see in your fucking lifetime.
But as you two go and get a drink, go and scene on First Admiral Morgan, who's going to be probably finishing up, or given it was only one of them to talk to, finished his conversation with Josiah, who Josiah will obviously be conducting his own little reconnaissance of the ship, which I will retcon and wibbly wobbly timey bollocks when Ben's here to allow him time to do that. And the same with obviously talking in character to Ben, because I would imagine the players, the characters, sorry, would want to probably know what went on. So I will allow wibbly wobbly when Benny's available, just so you guys don't feel like you have to like you're not stuck for not. But we'll now go back to the rest of the party. Hang on. Quickly, I had a character question from chat. So Navara is a wizard. What is the rest of the lotsome stuff like Bard, Baron, etc.? Well, if you look on the Rolodex of character sheets, but I don't know how well it comes across on mobile, you have Barnet, who is the barbarian. You have Vlad, who is the cleric. Dax is a bard, and Niles,
He's a pirate.
is a pirate, and
Class pirate.
and Ben's character Josiah is also class pirate. But that might get revealed soon as to exactly what it is. But obviously Ben's not here to do that, so we can't do that.
They
They're all-
think that's funny by hiding it.
They're currently level 3.
Titik-
But yeah, on the Rolodex, it has their image, their name, their class level, in that class. And then there's 6 main stats and the HPAC.
And Chichitek is a wizard pirate.
Yes. Can I roll inspection on the pirates? Oh my. It depends how thorough you want to get. Or maybe later. But
You can, but only private.
yeah, only. Oh, and it costs gold too. Get out the big hose. But as the rest of you leave the room, leaving Niles behind, you have a couple guards with you. But what do you guys wish to do?
Can I go round, just going round the top deck, try and see if I can count how many people are there, the number of like a ballista on top of the ship, if I'm allowed to go under there as well and have a look at the number of like
You wouldn't
cannons.
be, you wouldn't be
etc.
allowed onto the firing floors. Like that's an obvious
Okay.
no-no. But from memory, when you saw the you know the wooden like ports that open and shut,
Mm-hmm.
you saw 3 floors of ports, and they probably had about a dozen on each. And you would assume it was the same on the other side.
Yeah.
They don't have cannons, it's all ballista, but you notice that there are different munition types. There are some that are harpoons with large heavy ropes attached. You can see some that have got like pointed heads. You can see some with like flat bulkheads, like designed to punch through wood and things like that, where they're completely flat. You can see that there are a number of different munition types on racks that are next to each ballista, so depending on the situation, you would assume that they could then use appropriate ammo types and different strategies and tactics. These are even more like bowlers and things like that.
Uh-huh.
Go
Guesstimate the number of people on the deck.
Probably around, at the minute, given that there's not active things going on. You can see a few, about 5 or 6 that are currently doing like exercises and stuff on portions of the deck. You can see a few people up in the rigging and stuff. Initial numbers probably around 30.
30, right, okay. And that's on the deck.
Yeah, and bear in mind, this ship is like bow to stern, about 200 foot long.
Cool.
It's
And do I notice...
big.
Sorry.
Carry on.
It's big, yeah. Do I notice anyone acting strangely? And by strangely, I mean the things that I'm specifically looking for.
Perception check. I think I know what you mean.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be a 7. So, no?
Obviously, trying not to look overtly suspicious as you're like studying people. You try to like keep it casual, considering you have got a couple people with you actively watching you guys, making sure you're not doing anything stupid and going place you shouldn't. You struggle to really inspect each person, but everything seems a-okay.
Okay.
You can see on the top deck that there is 10 ballista, 5 on each side, and that doesn't account for the 2 hand crank harpoons that are on the front of the ship as well, at 1 on each side, which are heavy chains with metal harpoons that fire out, and then there's like a metallic hand crank that then you can literally reel in things on like a gear system.
So there's not like anybody who's trying to bite somebody else's face off. We're sound. Like, I
No.
don't see any
No,
outward signs
You can
of
see
oddity.
you can see people just checking the ropes and rigging. You can see people making repairs to sails. You can see people exercising and working out, doing lookouts and other things. There is a bustle of activity, but none of it seems out of position.
Right, okay. And are there any conversations as I'm walking around that I can, like, go past and just listen in for the seconds that I'm strolling?
With that
around the
perception check,
property?
yes,
No.
but you don't really glimpse anything of anything. Like, it's all mundane conversation. And maybe you hear shouts of, like, pass me that rope, do this, not there. Do you know what I mean?
Cool. I've realised something I should have done, but I forgot to do it. Never mind. I should have left my familiar in the room. He might not have seen it.
Does anyone
Bugger.
else
Never mind. All good.
wish to look for anything in particular on the ship? It seems that this ship has about 8 floors, accounting for 3 of them being firing floors, and then the top deck being a 9th. There is 5 other floors for various different things.
I'll go and have a quick wanders round.
Okay. Are you looking for anything in particular, like to see if the ship has an XYZ, or are you just trying to get a rough idea of what's on the ship?
Just a rough idea what's
Yeah.
actually on the ship.
Okay, so the lowest portions of the deck, i.e. the bottom floors, like the ones right in the bells of the hull, you can see have a lot of storage for things that are not intended to be accessed very quickly, which you can see it's like a cold storage almost, for things that just like don't get touched very often. You're not allowed in there, but you get to the doorway and you can kind of see, because it's not, there's no door on it, it's an archway. And then you've gone going past like beds and things like this, like barracks and things like this. You can see that there's probably 3 or 4 large rooms, and you go between them where there's like doors going off into them, where there's like large barracks for like most of the dogleg crew, the main crew. You even do notice that there is a door that is currently you're not allowed to have access to, but it's labeled the Bazaar. And not bazaar as in weird, bazaar as in like a marketplace bazaar.
Yeah.
You're not allowed in there, but it just seems it piques your interest that there's a large space that's like locked off called the Bazaar. And then you go past the different other main amenities, like there's a med bay, there's cooking stations, and there's like a mess hall and things like this. And then you go past some of the more finer bedrooms, which is designed for like the elite parts of the crew, the main, like the heads and stuff, maybe where even like a Chichichik would sleep and things like this. Where like it's 1 to a room or 2 to a room, assuming like maybe there's 2 people like shacked up or something, you don't know. And you can see like the other quartermasters areas and storage areas for like equipment and things like this and maintenance. And then obviously there's the firing floors, which you guys aren't allowed access to at all. There is a door to these, unlike the storage at the bottom. And then heading up to like the main deck, you can see where the Baroness has a room at the very top of the ship that again is locked off, and no one's allowed access to that except anyone that is given explicit permission. You can I will definitely make a map of the ship at some point, where what I'll do is I'll try and do each layer and just give a rough of what's in each room. But obviously there is 9 floors to the ship, tapering at its widest 200 foot long by probably about 60 foot wide, going all down to where obviously it tapers in for the shape of the hull to take place properly at the very bottom. Exact measurements of how much it would taper in, I don't know, because I'd have to look up and do like tatting.
It's not like the Titanic, is it?
No, it's not that big. I don't know how big the Titanic was, but it's definitely not that big. About 200 foot long. It's like traditional, like, you know, the Spanish Armada man of wars, like the huge ships. Like I said, it's practically a floating town in terms of people. Like you were talking hundreds of people are on this ship, or at least could be on this ship.
I guess like on the lower decks, well, like there's repairmen for like just in case there's any holes and that.
Oh yeah, whereas your ship has a carpenter, this ship would probably have a team of carpenters, like probably like 15, 20 people, because especially if it got into a fight with a ship of equal size. Think of the holes that could be put in the ship very quickly. They would need to be patched up, and one man running around a ship of this size just wouldn't work, would it?
I don't think.
Yeah, well, like those bulkhead ballistas could probably punch a hole in about as big as a human torso, if hit in the right place, and a hole of that size would need to be patched up pretty damn quick.
Ain't got a double tap, and there's nothing left to double tap.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if one of those ballista shots hit your ship, it could Titanic it, where it literally breaks in half. Like, especially in the state your ship is in currently, without fully restoring it as best as it could be. A shot like that could be devastating.
Let's need a few icebergs now.
Yeah, in a Caribbean, like, temperate environment, you'd be hard-pressed to find an iceberg unless it's magic made, I guess. I said man-made them, but no. You could make one with arcane, I suppose, because like Ice Storm or something like that could work. Like, but that's high-level magic.
Yeah, high-level stuff.
I just like the idea of that. Just, you're in like this epic ship-to-ship combat. I use my 9th level spell, Iceberg.
Iceberg.
Oh no, my greatest weakness.
Yes, I use rhymes binding ice on your fucking ship.
I suppose it could work, or just fucking meteor swarm. Just there's no ship left now.
Well, no, if you're
That's-
doing 9th level, you just do true polymorph the ship into like a capybara.
But doesn't polymorph require you to target a creature?
True polymorph, you can
Or
turn an
not
object
true
into a
polymorph.
creature.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
polymorph.
level-
You can.
I
It
thought it-
sticks. True polymorph does as
I
well.
thought
So
the
you can
difference
polymorph
was
something
with
in the later
polymorph and true
game.
polymorph was true polymorph's permanent, but I thought you still had to target a creature.
Nope.
No, you can turn a creature into an object, a creature into a creature, or an object into a creature.
Shit, that's
So
fucking.
you can true polymorph a ship into a fish.
That is fucking awful.
9th level.
I mean, yeah, I mean, to be fair, at 9th level, you would almost expect to do stupid shit like that. That's fucking amazing. Don't
That's
do
gotta
that, guys.
happen.
Don't do
That's
that.
Who would
Gotta
win a
happen.
9th level wizard? Who would win an entire pirate ship or one 9th or one 17th level wizard?
Or one angsty arcane boy.
Wizard. Obvi.
But obviously, if anyone else would like to do anything in terms of everyone but Josiah and Niles, is there anything anyone would like to do? Speak to each other while you have moments?
What time of the day is it at the moment?
I
Or night.
believe, if I remember right, I can't remember what I said last session. I didn't write it down either, which I should have. I believe you got to the ship, the Dawning Ire, at about late morning, noon-ish. Obviously, the time you spent talking with Strategic, it could be the early starts of an afternoon.
Well, okay. I'll just go up onto deck and just sit there on the deck, really watching what's going on. Then
Yeah, just maybe even like keep an eye on your ship and things like this. Because don't forget,
Yeah,
your crew's been left on the ship to maintain it.
yeah, I'll just chill, just watching what's going on.
Okay. Do you want to? Is it just to chill? That's it, or is there a purpose? Like, do you want
No,
to?
just chill, watch
Cool.
what's going on.
Cool. Anyone else? Beautiful. So after some more time, Josiah will eventually meet up with you guys, and this is again another point where I will allow when Ben's available. Wibbly wobbly, we'll go back. You can talk to him in character, but obviously until such a point, keep it stum. Got it? Good. Morgan will meet up with you, Chichitik, who Niles is with. And will ask and speak to you. Right, well, I had words with their captain. I assume you got good enough information from their crew?
Yes, they were interesting.
Well, that's a similar thought of call I have for Josiah and the initial thoughts that I got from the rest of them. They at least seem like they could be useful, but to means that probably not what we would necessarily expect, given the area and the areas we work in. It seems they at least
Dan,
have
you-
a... Oh, go on.
You need to do something with your microphone. It keeps cutting out.
Right, yeah, no, it's my fault, because what it is, I changed the tolerance, so let me turn it down. So you might hear a bit of background noise, but obviously that'll mean that you can hear me better, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you might hear some background noise, but it's so you can hear me when I do quieter, like, talking. As I said, they seem at least useful, but not necessarily in the areas we would expect. But Josiah's an interesting one, and speaking about this Prescott, it seems at least he would be problematic in the future, at least. Is that the same information you got from the others?
Yes, he's working with what's the word? He's working with Eldritch entities.
Eldritch.
Yep. They gave me a contract they signed in deep speech.
Well, that's definitely not good, given there are a number
Additionally,
of
dock
great...
workers
Oh, go on.
seem to be enamored into some manner of hive mind.
Well, we know of a few sea creatures that are capable of things like that. I'm sure you're aware of some yourself.
Jim.
Krakens, boy.
No, Jim the Kraken.
Who?
Jim the Kraken? Terror of the Sea?
I'm going to assume I know what you mean.
It's an old goblin story.
Right. Well, creatures like that and God knows whatever else lurks in the oceans. I'm sure there's many more of even worse than krakens, probably demonic and devilish creatures that have affiliated themselves with the oceans, as well as gods. Could be a
There's
number of
also-
things.
There's also demons on Crimson Blossom Isle.
They did mention something like that they dealt with portals and creatures coming through them. As far as I was aware, they dealt with the vast majority of them, but obviously it wouldn't hurt to check because the blossom wood is rather potent and very good for shipbuilding, so we would want to make sure that that's kept unfettered.
I propose for their deal we make them have them pay in gold and favors, considering we're literally sailing half the entire way across the archipelago and back.
Oh, I
You
fully
know how
agree.
much that's gonna cost in do you know how much that's gonna cost in just supplies to get there and
Oh,
back?
I fully agree. Obviously, we'll make this suggestion to the Baroness, and I'm sure she will agree as well. Do you remember the last crew that asked us for liberation of people's lives? I think, what did we charge them? At 150,000 or something like that?
Yes, I'd say, well, they also just don't have money.
Hmm.
So, and it would be harder to keep track of them on debts because one of their numbers is a wizard and one of them appears to be a jungler.
There's ways we can put protection on such payments for the future. We've done
I
it.
propose.
We've done it
I
before.
propose we.
Go on.
I propose we do 100,000 gold each, and then 3 favors to be paid at a later date. One of which is going to be, and then in addition to that, in order to prove themselves, we clear out the we clear out the demons of the island. 3 birds with 1 stone.
Hmm. In terms of something of proving themselves, I actually have an idea. You're gonna say yes, but you actually don't know because I'm gonna drop this lore on you fresh off the press. Like, okay, but just smile and
Yay.
nod, boy. Just smile and nod, okay? You're aware of that island to the south, right? Where the Baroness has been requesting we obtain the treasures from that vault beneath the volcanic activity, correct?
Yes.
Well, rather than sending ourselves there, or at least a ship of ours, we could suggest the Baroness send them to Scuttler's End. That's the name of the island. I'm just saying that just so people can note it, those that are paying attention.
Scuttler's End is the name of the island.
Yes.
That is a on the nose.
Well, here, how about I do you one better? I'll reveal the island. And you maybe guess why. If those that are looking at 2-point warnings, look south. I would say it's definitely something that could be interesting, and we would have to send someone with to overwatch their progress and actually see if they're as capable as they proclaim themselves to be. I think that could be a good job for yourself.
Okay.
Obviously, there are a number of other things that they could find of use in there as well, and that could be an incentive, but I know the Baroness herself requires only the one piece.
Geico! Draven!
I am aware what Geico is, but I don't get the joke, because we don't get Geico.
No, I meant Yayo guy. It's the One Piece rap from fucking 4Kids.
Oh, yeah, I definitely watch the intros of my anime. I don't just skip those.
Yeah, definitely one. It's a classic, man. All my fucking
If I heard it, I'd probably
Americans
get
out
it.
there, all the Americans out there who watch 4Kids fucking know me.
I mean, the other thing is as well, I watch One Piece subtitled because I caught up to it in dubbed, so I got sick of waiting, so I just switched to subbed.
No, that was like the first opening for the 4Kids dub, which is the worst dub of One Piece, but
Oh,
it's
right.
so funny.
No, you'll have to send me a link 'cause I actually don't know that.
Okay.
But bear in
send it
mind,
to you
Matt,
later.
as well, you can chip in at any point because you are present to this conversation, just as an FYI.
Oh, right, okay.
But yes, we could send them there, and obviously the Baroness herself will come up with a fitting arrangement, but if we want to see their capabilities, that would be a good place for them to start. It's definitely extreme, but, you know, that's sometimes the best place to start. Sink or swim.
Alright. Alright.
Considering they want us to mobilize a number of ships hundreds of miles from here to a portion of the archipelago that we yet control to infiltrate and to decimate a fledgling fleet that we have no knowledge on bar name, it's fair in the grand scheme of things. So I think it's high time that we go and put forward our recommendations to the Baroness. You can go and rejoin them for the moment now, Porter.
Mm-hmm.
And we will then reclaim them back for a meeting with the Baroness herself.
Very well.
Assuming she wishes to speak to them. She may reject this altogether. So, go and rejoin them. And this is looking at you, Matt Port.
Me, yeah. Totally.
Polar, that's why why did I say Porter? Fuck's sake. Polar?
No, Porter's one of the cooks.
Right, you're right. The Triton, right?
No, the GIF.
Oh, the GIF. Right.
No,
Yeah.
he says GIF.
Oh, it's GIF now.
Yes, he says GIF.
Well.
And given that he is the only GIF on this ship.
Polar, go and rejoin them. Explain that we're going to put forward our recommendations to the Baroness, and we will get a word back soon, whether she wishes to even speak with them or send them away. We will obviously encourage at least a conversation. And obviously we will be back as soon as we can. Give half hour or so.
Alright.
Good. So obviously Morgan and Chichichik will go and speak with the Baroness and put forward their recommendations based on their findings, and Pola, you will eventually find the crew exploring the bells of the ship coming up from the bottom, and eventually we'll meet up with them and have the ability to pass on information. So, it is over to you, baby.
Yeah, well, I'll go to Nivara. They're considering your proposal, but you're going to have to work for it.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe trial by fire, just to see how good you are.
Bless
Okay.
And there might be a lot of money involved. Just a heads up. So if
Okay.
you want to start planning
I mean,
how to earn money. But this has
I
all got to
mean-
go through the Baroness first, and then we'll hear in a while.
okay, I guess. I do not know how much money you are on about, or as you know, what the others think. But at the same time, money isn't really the best currency, in my opinion. So whatever will be, will be.
All right.
Why are you?
If the Baroness wants gold, it'll have to be paid in gold.
No,
Just
what I
saying.
mean is I don't mind giving gold if needs be.
Okay.
Gold is not the most important thing to me. I mean, it is understandable for people who are not, you try to amass great wealth because your lives are so short. It is a thing. And she just kind of blinks at Paula.
Yeah.
As Paula just doesn't say anything after that, she's like, Okay.
And with time progressing, and eventually word will get back that the Baroness is at least going to speak with you guys and kind of get a first-hand impression and basically regurgitate the basics of the information, not necessarily all of the details, because obviously that would have already been passed by the two to the Baroness, but just basically get you guys to reiterate what is exactly you guys want. She will, I mean, if she chooses to, give.
I don't know if we
cost.
would say we would need the entire armada. We'd just be like, we need support. We wouldn't expect for them to move the entire armada across to the other side for one ship.
I'm just going to tell you now that that's not. They would only ever move what is needed. Like, depending on the request, if it was a big request, they would mobilize what they need to. Like, obviously this is a small request, but they're still gonna have to mobilize, because they're gonna want to mobilize more than needed, because they're gonna want to make sure that they don't incur losses. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Which is just understandable. It's like I've heard a lot of times throughout today that the fact of they're about to do a big task for us, it doesn't seem that big. So I just wanted to iterate that
the basics at the
it's
end
not
of
as big because it's been made.
No, the basics at the end of the day is they want to go and do it overkill, because the last thing they ever want to do is lose a ship or heavily damage a ship. So if anything, they're probably going to purposefully overkill it anyway for that reason.
Well, we'll deal with it whenever we speak to the Baroness and negotiate.
Yes.
It'll be fine.
Which, eventually, you will have a chance to do so. You will be told that the Baroness will be happy to speak with you, and you will eventually be taken past the rooms where you were interviewed and into a large, like, welcoming area. And as you notice, like, compared to the rest of the ship, this is heavily guarded. Heavily guarded. Like, twice and thrice the amount of people by this point. And it opens up into a large semicircle, like captain's quarters. And you can see that there is a desk with the Baroness sat behind, and you can see windows to the back of the ship going outside. And it is extremely well decorated. You notice that on the table there is a large amount of paperwork, maps, charts, and other items of interest, like things like weapons and things like this laid out, and some decorative, some not, some magical, some not. You also notice on the one side of the desk, to her right, your guys' left, you notice a small dragon that is red in colour, and he's sat upon a small pile of coin. And he's currently just like wakes up to you guys all coming in and looks at you all. And the Baroness, if I just grab the description, fair-skinned, and as she stands up to like kind of see you all, you can see she stands around 5'6"-ish, so a little on the taller side. She's got shoulder-length brown hair that's like curled and wavy and permed, and green eyes. And her hair is tied up currently with a large golden pin that goes through the back of it that has something dangling off the one side. Wearing a large, what best way to describe it is like a formal ball gown almost. Like very nobility style, with like an upper corset, and then at the waist it like fluffs out and down and around. And you can see it's of a turquoise with red and like a white trim. And you can see that she doesn't look armed in any way. Like you're expect when you think of meeting like the Baroness, like this pirate queen almost, you expected like someone armed to the teeth and really gruff and like in the muck. Do you know what I mean? But no, this is very regal and very nobility looking, and it kind of like, depending on people's presumptions, kind of puts you off a little bit, and intrigue and things like this. Again, how you guys wish to. But she kind of stands up and just kind of waits for you all to come in, and the doors close behind, with Chishitik and Morgan going and standing essentially one to either side of the desk, but kind of facing semi you guys, but also like not fully backs to the Baroness. And the Baroness will finally speak and go, I believe that you are all the people that we've been speaking about, yes? The Wade's West crew? Yes?
Yes, I mean, unless you have other people you are meeting today. Yes.
Right, well, I have been speaking, and I have spoken to these two gentlemen here, and they have explained that you wish to have aid in disabling a crew in the west, the Jacob Prescott crew, correct?
Correct.
And you have personal ties with this crew and various other explanations and details. They are dealing with potential old god eldritch entities and some facilities and things like this. And you consider them to be a danger to the archipelago?
And yourself.
And myself.
Mm-hmm.
You're aware of their location. You're aware roughly of their strength and size. You've seen their vessel. You believe it is their only vessel. And do you specifically want these people killed, captured, both? What is the specific goal here?
I
Is it
believe it is
just-
captured.
Go on, Karen.
No, sorry to interrupt.
No, sorry, it's
I just
Discord
don't
lag,
mean to
that's
be
all.
rude.
It's Discord
Yes,
lag,
I
I
don't
know
mean to
it's
be-
fine.
Yeah, I do not mean to be rude, but I do. Before we go any further, I'm sorry, but you do know what you might be encountering, no? We've explained.
I have been informed by these two of everything that you have explained, unless there is more context that you wish to add now.
Oh, sorry. I feel like you guys are, and like I said, this is not meant to come across as rude, even though it's probably going to sound it. You seem like you don't understand the severity and the danger that the reasons why we are asking is not for you to help us take care of a gnat. It is to help somebody from stopping to take over the entire archipelago.
Right, I am aware of this, but the point even stands that up until now that we have never even heard of this Jacob Prescott.
Then you need better spies and informants. This man has already committed a massacre. He is beginning to make his way through it. In my opinion and my experience, when people ignore the problems that are going on, it is easier to basically look the other way, going, it is not our problem, it is the other side. And then suddenly you have a coup on your hands, or there's an uprising, or something really bad happens because everybody turns a blind eye. We are informing you there is a problem, you know? We are not coming here asking you to help us. We are telling you this man is going to be a problem in a few months' time. You have a chance to take care of him now, or potentially have him at his full strength with all the powers that he could possess.
Well, if you were coming
In
here to
fact-
just inform us, then why did you come here requesting aid in killing this Jacob Prescott on behalf of your captain, Josiah?
That is not what Josiah said. And this is not to be being too, obviously, or too very esteemed gentleman, but what he said is we need assistance because he is a problem. And I do understand that obviously he is, I am speaking for him in this case. So he might have said something very different. I'm sorry, it has been a very long day. So, and I do not, I will keep iterating.
This is where Ben, if you were ever watching
Would be
this fucking
funny.
episode, you would be fucking useful, you twat. Carry on.
I just mean, so it is more, we understand that we are a very small crew. and they have a very big crew. We understand that the powers that they are dealing with are beyond our current capability, and we believe you to be the strongest player on the field. You are the only people that we believe at this current stage could help the entire archipelago. You could turn this to your advantage or whatever you may need to do, but this is not us telling you some fairy story about a potential pirate that could be having issues. There is more than what even we probably know at this stage. I implore you to hopefully see something in what I am saying. This is not a criticism, it is trying to help. We are giving you a heads up that this man could become a problem, and we have gone, this is beyond us.
Look, I applaud your enthusiasm, but you still came here with a request for aid, and we are willing to do so at cost. We do not give out our fleet, our men, our ships for nothing, even if it is in our interests in the future. You are still here under a request. And we are happy to help, as we think it is beneficial in the future, but at a cost. Understood?
Oh, I'm sorry, I do speak common. Yes, I understood.
Good.
But please lay out the terms of this help.
I wish to see, firstly, exactly how your skill sets work, and I wish to send you on essentially a bar setting mission. It should only take a few days, and this will help me understand what aid you all need and how much of it. The specifics of that I will explain in a moment, and assuming that is a successful agreement, I will part with ships required and get you in a position to do the mission that you wish in the disabling of this Prescott. You wish
and
to
what
speak?
would be the payment? Yes, sorry. What would be the payment for doing this mission for you?
The payment will be of simple gold for the time being, given I feel that gold at this stage will be all that will be needed. I was suggested in other things such as future work and things like this, but I feel this will not be the last time that we hear of you, considering Paula here wishes to at least accompany your crew for a while longer if you have him, which I have accepted, assuming you and your crew accept. The last crew...
I just say they do, because it seems like they chewed us out about 20 minutes ago.
Paula?
You offered to teach me magic.
Oh, yes, sorry, I'd forgotten that I had agreed to I am... Anyway, please carry on, Baroness.
I think a fair payment for this, considering the time and the effort and the goods that it will cost, about 150 in gold. 1,000, by the way.
So with the work we're about to do for you, 50k in total? Seeing as you are about to send us to test us, meaning that you will not do this yourself, meaning it is potentially dangerous. No?
Everything in this archipelago is dangerous.
So I have been told.
The cost is 150,000.
So you will be giving us 150 to go sort out this little problem for you? and saying you do our problem? I'm sorry, I am getting confused. How much is it for the cost for us to go and sort out this problem that you are sending us on for a test?
You will pay this crew 150,000 gold to conduct the assistance and the work that you require. I am not thinking it is possible for you to pay this upfront. I am more than aware. You are not required to pay it in a single payment. We will take it in parts.
That isn't what I was asking. I do apologize, but I'm wondering if we are getting miscommunication, even though it seems that we are from a similar part of the world. So, what I was saying is, we understand that you want money. That is obvious. You want a cash sum of 150,000.
That is correct.
Okay. That is fine. We will obviously deal with that in a moment. What I am asking is, you have told us that first you are going to send us on a test in order to see our skill set.
So you wish to
What
understand the
is-
explicits of this?
Oh no, what I was wondering is, would that be knocked off the 150,000?
No. There is incentives of their own to be found here in this test. There is
So you
incentives
just want-
entirely separate.
So you just want to see us how we fare in this situation. You don't want us to get anything, research, do anything for you.
There is entire requirements here for this mission. There is an item that you are to bring back here. The entirety of everything else that you may encounter there is for yours for the taking. The whole point of this is to understand how much help you need. I don't wish to send my men unprepared if you guys are under or overestimated in your abilities. We have only been told what you have been capable of. We would like to see this for ourselves.
Which I understand. But as I'm sure you can understand, you have literally just said you do not want to send your men in unprepared. You're asking us for money. I am now saying the same thing, just in reverse, you know? You are telling us that you want to test our skill sets. You are sending us into a potentially dangerous area.
Do not haggle.
No, I understand. I'm not haggling. I am just asking for fair cost.
That is by definition haggling.
Well, no, technically haggling is trying to reduce something based on a standard number and not offering anything. We are offering our services.
Can we not get into a debate on haggling or that in front of the Baroness, please? Let's just get the job done and see.
I think a lot of your concerns with trying to knock cost off of the 150,000 will be found if you allow me to explain what it is you will be doing in this bar test, and then you will all have a simple yes or no to this agreement. You can accept, go to this, and we will go from there, or you can take your vessel and you may carry on your way with Paula if that is still something he and you all wish to do. But to the south of here, there is an island known, and I don't know if any of you are aware, and I will give you maps if you need, called Scuttler's End. It is an island with volcanic activity, although there has not been activity there now for 6 years or so, and we don't expect there to be activity for another 2 or 3. There is underneath an old magma river an entrance to a underground facility, dungeon, cavern, place of interest, however you may wish to explain it. Inside there is a large crystal, a gem, something that we require. It has temperate properties and it is known to be extremely hot, so you will need to be careful with handling it. Inside there is other riches, other troves, other things that you may curate and pilfer. for whomever it is you work with, as I've been explained. Bring this back, and depending on the trivialness you make of this mission, will encircle the idea of how capable you all are. Chichitik,
Yes.
you will be going with them, not to hold their hand or to baby them, but to observe, to see how this party operates as a crew. Assuming they say yes, this is of course, you'll push them forward and make sure that they know exactly where to go. I have given you the details once before. I will give them you again. To this vault, to this access point. They are allowed to take anything they wish from inside, apart from the gem. They bring that here, and we will talk from there. That is the terms of the deal. Once we have an idea of your capabilities, your pros, your cons, your strengths, your weaknesses, we will be able to assess exactly how much firepower we need to bring to this. Does that answer any of your questions? I assume, given the silence, you are either muted or that is a yes, a silent yes.
Oh, I am sorry.
There we
do
go. It was the
apologise.
Discord. There we go.
No, I was not muted. I was not discorded. Nivara just didn't talk until she is pointed out to talk, and then she goes, apologies. I thought my colleagues wanted to talk for me.
Well,
But I must have been mistaken. I mean, money has zero interest to me. I wouldn't mind having a look at the artifacts, whatever.
so this is agreeable, at least preliminarily.
I think it should be agreeable.
Right. Chichitik, I will stay here with Morgan. I have some things we should discuss with the Crimson Island. Take these people back to their vessel and discuss the details of this mission. Gain their intentions, and if they are to concede this mission, it would seem cats have gotten tongues in this room. So if you don't mind, I will also be DMing you on this Discord details of the mission.
You'll be using the sending spell.
I will be using the PC sending spell, so you have the details of this mission I have not preliminarily told you of out of character, so that you can then discuss in character. Yes, good.
Yes.
I will say what it is.
Yes, you'll be using the sending spell to send me pertinent information.
Yes. So what I'm basically going to do, I'm going to DM you on Discord, bullet pointed information, so then you can regurgitate it, because it's something your character would be aware of. So essentially, you guys will escort the party back to their ship, or at least to the top deck, ready to go into the ship if they choose, or so they've got an option. And basically just kind of gauge what their intention. Are they actually going to go and do this mission? Are they going to accept the terms and the cost? Are you going to have a hairdryer treatment? We'll see. So yes, I'm just going to quickly type up the bullet points. By all means, guys, take a moment to have some inter-character discussion as you guys are led out of the room. And just one little point of notice. You'd notice as you guys leave the room, you notice the Baroness slides a gold coin under the dragon that's on the table, and the dragon kind of scoops it into his pile and like just sits on it a little more. Just a little RP thing.
Just like a little treat.
You would know that dragon, Chichi, goes by the name of Mitch. Mitch
the dragon.
Yes, it's specifically a pseudo dragon.
Mitch the pseudo dragon.
Mitch the pseudo dragon.
I give Mitch a treat.
Yeah, basically, it's a pet that the Baroness has taken on, And every so often, she'll just slide him a coin or two, maybe even like a piece of jewelry. And he's building up his little hoard on her desk. But no, you guys carry on while I just write this. So obviously, Chichitik, I will allow you to like kind of kick off the ball because I can imagine where this is about to go. I feel sorry for you, buddy.
Yeah. So I'm herding this level 3 party to that area.
Well, the point is to take them to the top of their ship first and kind of see, do they want to go on this mission, or is this where you guys go, we're good, thanks, but no thanks, you know what I mean?
All right, give me a moment. I'm finishing up something unrelated because someone's been trying to talk to me about.
Oh my
something.
god, how dare someone?
Yeah, how dare someone? Well, I'm in the middle of D&D.
Sorry for the quietness from my end, guys. Like I said, I'm just quickly typing up.
All right, so.
But no, Sparrow, you may pet Mitch. It's okay.
You may. You have to ask Mitch.
Yeah, that's the bare basics of the bullet points, but obviously feel free to expand and embellish them as you wish. But that is the bare basics of the, information. I'm going to quickly take a bathroom break, and if anyone else would like to, you can. But if not, you are welcome to talk in character to yourselves. Is that all right? Or should we just take a 2-minute break?
Let's take a 2-minute.
Okay? 2 minutes, guys? Rose?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Be back in 2 minutes. I'm going to go to the bathroom. You guys go to the bathroom. We'll chat. Go to the bathroom, for fuck's sake, and take a drink. Take a breath. We'll be back in a sec. I'll be back.
All right.
Okay. I'm back. Also, guys, chat. I don't know if you've seen, but I've got it's not a D&D specific Hawaiian shirt, but it's all got dice on it and stuff. It's coolness. Don't know if people noticed. But hi. Don't know. I'm assuming nobody's back yet because I can't hear anyone talking.
I'm back.
Oh, hi. Hi, friend.
I'm here.
I'm friend too. Hi. I'm assuming Sparrow's still here. So how about that weather? Fuck it off.
Poor weather.
The big lamp needs to fuck off. It needs to, like, dial it down a few 100.
The big lamp in the
Yep.
sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the one line I like to keep borrowing is from World's End. Oh, fuck off, you big lamp. It's fucking awful.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how you were going to push me to joining the party. So I had to think on my feet when you said I'd made the request. It's like, oh shit, did I? Okay.
Well, yeah, you've requested... Well,
It works. It made sense.
you seem to want to stick around these guys at least for a little bit longer, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the Baroness is basically giving you the... Yeah, sure, if you want. As long as they're okay with it.
Yeah, cool.
There's no, like... Essentially, there's no, like, mission, but, like, you may be given missions at some point that might coincide with what the party's doing and where they're going. But as it stands, you're allowed to essentially just go with them.
Cool.
Oy. But yeah, the reason why I said rip you like Coyote did is because I'm waiting for the hairdryer treatment where Nivara goes fucking off. Because I don't know if you guys can tell, but Nivara's pissed.
Oh, I very much. Oh, I thought the fucking Baroness was gonna murder her straight up.
Oh no, like it tickled me because Sparrow was like in the chat, like, oh no, the Baroness could like tell, and like when there was like bits of silence, she was like, oh fuck, that was silent, but that was loud.
Yeah, I really thought the Baroness was just gonna fucking murder Nivara straight out.
Yeah, same.
It wouldn't surprise me, really. I was
Just like,
I was
the
like,
bitch,
yeah,
you came to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one thing that the Baroness is known for is she's although she's extremely ruthless and very mean, she's not barbaric like that. She's very fair. It is the one thing that makes her very different. Although she likes to tilt the scales in her favor always, but she will never fuck somebody. Do you know what I mean? She will always make it moderately worth it to some degree. She's not going to take you for everything you've got. She's very fair in that sense. Do you know what I mean? And whatever she agrees, whatever her terms are, she will stick to them. Do you know what I mean? She's not going to suddenly change the terms. That is the one good thing that she's known for. Whereas a lot of other pirates would take you for everything you've got and then change the terms on you down the road anyway, because why not?
Yeah.
But no, like, I don't know if you could tell, but the Baroness was a little perturbed. She wasn't like, I'm gonna murder you, but she was very... Okay, you're starting to annoy the fuck out of me now, you bitch. But it was good. It was the Battle of the Frenchies.
Les Franches.
La France.
Parlez-vous français?
Omelette de fromage.
Omelette de fromage.
We'll just wait a moment longer for Rose to get back. So how are you liking it so far, Coyote?
Oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'm gonna say you're not regretting joining, are you?
Nah, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah. I planned it so that you'd be in for like 3 sessions, maybe 2, maybe 3 sessions. It looks like it's gonna be 3, maybe. But obviously, at some point later down the line in the campaign, you could always make a return depending on how things play out. Assuming you don't
Hey,
die.
you remember that guy you had to take care of? Yeah, there was another stronger guy behind that guy.
Rose, are you back? Okay.
In more than 2 minutes. Oh.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I'm just muted for a second.
That's fine.
Well,
Yeah, all good.
Right, Sparrow. Rose is the token female of the group. So you are right there. The other people, just because like Sparrow likes to try and remember people's names that I play with. The problem is she knows everybody's names, but she always gets the voices wrong. So we've got Matt as well, who's playing Niles, who was with us yesterday. You've got Adam, who's playing Dax at the moment.
Yeah.
We've got Barnett, who's Liam. Liam.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hello.
We have Carl, who is
I'm
Vlad.
distracted.
Yo.
And we've got a guest in Coyote who's playing Chichitik.
Hello.
Liam is here, yes. The only person who isn't here is the one person you named, which is Ben, who is not fucking here. Because he's
No
a
Ben
prick.
today.
But Ben is meant to be here. Darth doesn't play in this campaign, though, Sparrow. This is because this campaign is for my people I knew before I started streaming. Like people I know in real life. Fucking funny. I do allow guests in though that from all over though, just to exemplarate whatever the word is. I forgot. But you know, to enhance the scenarios for my boys and girls here. But we will get back into the session as you guys have been led back towards your vessel, so Chichitik can basically gain an idea of, am I coming with you? Are we going? What's the plan? Do you know what I mean? So all of you are led back to your vessel. Chichitik, you've led the way. After leaving from the meeting with the Baroness, I will allow anybody to start.
Not my ship, but I'm in. I'm up for it.
Josiah speaks.
The guy who owns the ship is not here.
Yeah, this is the hardest part. We will wibbly wobbly as best as we can when he is here.
I assume he would take that deal.
Yeah. But I'm not going to
That's-
assume.
yeah.
I'm not going to assume.
Okay, fair enough.
I believe he would, but I'm not going to assume.
Well. Looks like we're at an impasse.
We're just going to assume, okay?
I thought you specifically said we weren't gonna assume.
I know I did, but I don't
We have
want to
no
kind of
choice.
sit here in silence for like another 2 hours. Can someone fucking say something, please?
I have great concern on the costs, to be fair. That's my concern.
Really?
Yeah, 150,000.
Well, this is why I was trying to negotiate, but I got the distinct impression
Yeah,
that
but
everyone went,
I
No,
also got the
don't do that,
distinct
Naivara.
that
Believe me, it's a fair. Coming from the Baroness, it is a fair deal. She doesn't screw people over.
yes, but
I
we could
pretty
also
much just
turn-
felt like I got bent over and screwed 6 ways to Sunday.
we
But
could also
that
turn it
is not the
down
point.
and find another way.
There's always the option. Yeah, out of character. There's always the option of fucking off.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
The whole point of why Chichitik you've took them to back to their boat is because they don't have to accept. They could just go, we're good, thanks, and just leave.
Yeah, peace.
Yeah.
Y'all could just peace out.
I mean, let us think of it logically. With all the cards on the table, we know that Jacob Prescott will eventually amass an army that's larger than anything seen before, and then the Baroness will have to deal with them. And maybe then, this is no offense, obviously, Chichitik, but shit will hit the fan very quickly. But, I mean, I personally have no issue with money. As I said earlier, the only reason that people try to amass money is because they have a short lifespan and they're trying to make the most of it and they believe the money leaves out, etc., etc. So, if we turn down the offer, we have to take Jacob on our own.
Or find another way.
which would be
Talking to other pirates on that side of the ocean.
Or we head to the mainland and ask one of the main kingdoms for help.
none will
That-
help.
I would
this
also
is the
advise
only
against that because
thing you
any mainland thing that would come through, you would have to fight through us.
Yeah, the
mean-
closest to a mainland presence on this island cluster is the Shockjade expedition, where it's essentially a private company, not any government or anything like that.
And if
The
we
closest
look
thing to
towards
it
the
is the back.
if we look towards the local governments outside of the archipelago, we have Salzia, who do not like most of us and would not give two shits if we all died. Secondarily, Motozora, who have been dealing with their own problems in the recent several decades and are unlikely to
I'll put the
help.
world map on for you.
We also have Armdia, who would not help. We also have literally, there are endless.
That red circle, by the way, is where you're in there somewhere.
I mean, there is
Just over
Celadus.
there, just vibing.
Well, you don't exactly have GPS. Like, come on. The
Well,
doodles
yeah.
of the fishies on the map are all down to fucking Liam Sparrow. Don't you worry about it. Fishy is a thing. I can't remember what started it. I just remember it was from Rosie's campaign.
Fish on a stick.
Fish on a stick, that was it. And it turned into fishy.
There was basically street food was fish on a stick, and suddenly and then they saw fishes later, and then they got really angry about it, and it was justice for fishy. And now every single game
Fishy
we all play
appears.
in, and a fish appears on every map.
And it's,
Like, I'm
and
not
it's,
kidding.
And if it's not, and it's Liam 90% of the time, and the other 10% is me.
Behold.
But I just
Okay,
put that
so-
up, Rose, so you could like quote the countries and stuff.
Exactly. So, well, if this is it, if we look at it with actual history of the region, there have been problems with the archipelago for decades and decades and decades, and no one has fought to come and stop it. It is full of pirates. No offense, but it is full of pirates. If they wanted to send an army, they could have done. They have not done because they are dealing with their own issues, whether that is civil war or not civil war, as actually the case would end up being if you actually follow both the accounts and the historical timeline. You also have the fact that they had devil problems, I believe, recently. You also have Brial, who has their issues as well. Literally, we couldn't go outside of the archipelago. They will not help. I can promise you, they will not help. The only way to get help is obviously in this case of us paying big or proving a point.
I
This
have
is why
just very big
I want-
concerns dealing with pirates. I'm sorry, but I do.
No, I understand. That is why I wanted to negotiate, because literally, I know it sounds stupid. The only way that the reason why I did it, and I will ask in future if you are not going to support what I am saying, you get me much earlier and do not make me seem like an imbecile. If it happens
No,
again,
mate,
I will not be as
I
kind.
I just had a feeling, and I guessed probably others did, that the Baroness was starting to get a little bit frustrated. And
Well, that is-
we're not really in the position to fight a whole pirate ship in one go.
Do you think she? Okay. I'm going to leave that alone because I do not. I feel once again I am not being listened to in what I am saying. The same as I was in that room. At the same point, we sometimes with these sorts of people, and I have asked this question before: has anybody dealt with people in power? And I got a resounding no. If you put your foot down usually and you are firm but fair, you can meet somebody on an even playing field. At the moment, I do feel like we are being screwed. But if it is what everybody wants to do, and we have to agree to £150,000 debt, so be it. Like I say, I have no preference over money. I do not really care. But it is not my head that will be on the stake, you know? It is all of ours. It is our ships. So let us explore our options and what else we can do in the archipelago. As Chichitik said, if we don't get the help of the Baroness, then we need to basically create a version of her the opposite side. No? By grouping together all of these different pirate ships over there, which I have not heard much about, so I didn't think was as an actual potential solution. I have not been here for very long. Literally, I arrived 30 minutes before I met all of you. So, what can we do? Research? Chichitik, is there a library anywhere close?
Not that you have
A
access.
collection of accounts? Sorry?
Not that you have access to.
The bazaar would be the answer, but yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
Wait,
You might
so
be
there
able
is a
to trade
library.
at the bazaar for books, but the proper library is only for high-ranked
Allow
officers.
me to enlighten what the bazaar is, out of character for the party, but in character for Chichitik. It is not. It's not like you open the door and it's like there's a small like store in there. Essentially, it is a portal. It's a portal room to a lot of the different places of the world, different places of gaining material, items, resources, knowledge. This is it's basically a small nerve center to get the members of your crew to various points of interest in the world, maybe even other planes of existence. The reason why it's called the Bazaar is because it has access to use the gold and other resources obtained here to strengthen, purchase, recruit.
Like Jerry, like Jerry the water elemental or whatever.
Yep.
Does he have access to
Chichi-
Penelope's stuff?
Oh god, not Penelope. Put it in your pants, Adam. Jesus Christ.
In the grand, you must consider in the grand scheme of things with Lady Penelope, in Brial, she's only nationally known in Brial. She did start dabbling in Bjorven, but not very well. We're talking
No, she's
like
much taller.
well, she is at the post campaign, but you know what I mean. She's still very, very fledgling. But the point
It's
is,
been 30 years.
yeah.
Has she not expanded at all?
Oh no, she would have, but she would have developed like a strong foothold in where she is. The point I'm going to say, this is like some of the like premium things. Like, I mean, yeah, Penelope probably would eventually be one of them, but a lot of the portals that they have been gained through deals and things like this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we
People
got
that have
like a
passed through.
portal. We got like a portal to the city of Brass because we bribed an Ifrit or some shit like that.
Yeah, it would be. This isn't just because, like, obviously, to get a portal to somewhere like that, they would have to know the person, been there, etc. These places that they've got, it's not comprehensive, but it's still extremely impressive for the area you guys are in. They would have access to a number of places based on people that they've made deals with.
I do have some questions, actually. Chichitik, would you mind if I ask you some questions?
I will answer the ones I am allowed to answer.
How long has the Baroness been operating? Roughly.
DM.
Probably in the form that the fleet's in now, probably close to 6-7 years, maybe. But in terms of her activity as a like captain and doing work of any kind, you're probably looking at about 15 to 20 years. But she's only really gained the station that she's got for the last 6 or 7.
Alright, so she would just answer 6 to 7 years for the fleet, 15 to 20 for her individual.
Okay. How did she become the Baroness?
Democracy.
Democracy?
I told you, pirates. We are pirates. We do democracy. She's the
So
strongest,
everybody-
she's the strongest, most able-bodied captain anyone on the western half of the archipelago, eastern half of the archipelago, has seen for decades. She was able to amass this number of people through her force of charisma, through the trust she placed in her crew, and the trust the crew places in her.
Not for you banging then.
Probably.
Adam!
I'm not going to pretend like some of our portals deals weren't signed between bed sheets.
Wait a second, I just need to get back in character for a second.
Remember, kids, pirates did democracy.
Oh, no, I don't believe it. I'm just trying to gain information, if that makes sense.
I think just
Um,
Rose wasn't
okay.
prepared for Adam, that's all.
No.
No, I've done
Knocked
Liam.
me straight out.
And banging.
It
Yeah,
was
that's how
the
we got some
fact
of our
you
portals.
said, so she didn't do it through banging. Like, I'm sorry, are you 15? Like, what is going on? Okay,
Ah, yes,
Um,
woman leader. Must have shagged her way to the top. God damn it.
I
Adam.
know.
God damn it, Adam. You're gonna
Every
get,
leader,
you're gonna
every
get
leader,
cancelled,
hold
Adam.
up,
Do you
hold up.
know this?
Oh.
You're gonna get cancelled on
man.
Twitter.
Every leader shagged their way to the top. That's you think the how do you think every leader shagged their way to the top? I'm gonna stand on that ground and fucking die on that hill.
Technically not correct. There are some leaders out there in the world that didn't get there by that. They either got there through shagging, as in they were born into it, or through
Exactly.
military coups.
I mean, they could be celibate. We
all
don't
sorts of
know.
different things. No. But anyway,
Anyway.
Look,
let's stop talking
shagging
about.
is an inherent part of ruling because you got to make sure your dynasty is stable.
Oh. Technically incorrect as again. Anyway, we're getting off track.
Anyways,
I'm sorry. I just know a lot of lore about this world. I will die on this hill. No. So, okay. So, if we were to do this mission, would we maybe be able to barter in order to say we'll do this mission for access to the bazaar?
let me. I have to think about that actually. I mean, you could have access to them. I'd say that would be a pretty good. That would be a pretty easy one, but you'd have to spend your own money. And
It
there
is
would also
just
be
if
some planes that would be off limits due to their inherently dangerous nature.
this is it, 'cause if we are going to get a priceless artifact, and I believe for equal trade, like fair trade, it would be probably the same kind of level for us to gain access to a priceless room that could grant us access to potential libraries, etc., to maybe source something.
We can get you. We can answer the questions you have through research. We cannot let you in the library
Why not?
because you know how we wizards don't let other people read our spell books.
No,
There were
you do not.
yes, you don't. That's one of the big things they teach you at wizard school.
Oh, sorry, I was privately schooled.
But oh yeah, if you're privately tutored, no. There are a lot of wizards put very strong magical enchantments on their spell books to make sure that others cannot read them, because among our spells there are also independent notes and arcane formula that, if they were fall into the wrong hands, could, cause wizard crimes.
Wizard crimes.
Yes, like summon ketamine ape.
Ketamine ape?
You do not want to know. It was a dark day when that spell was not banned by the Wizard Council.
No, I'm sorry, I just did not know there was a council. Like I say, I am a museum curator. I was privately schooled in
Yes.
the art of chronomancy is my specialty. What is yours, actually? I forgot to ask.
Anyways, the reason we cannot let you into the library is simply because there is dangerous knowledge in the library. And as opposed to pointing out the dangerous knowledge that you shouldn't go near, because in experience, when you point out, hey, that's dangerous knowledge that you shouldn't go near, people immediately break their necks trying to read it. It would be easier for us to catalog the library that we know of, and then answer your research questions through a medium rather than having you independently explore.
Okay, so you have access and have a lot of dangerous wizard knowledge, is what you are saying.
Yes.
And you control all of this.
I do not control it. It is under control of someone else. I just know about it.
Okay. Oh. I'm trying to think of how to word my next question.
Like, yeah, you
Bear
can't have
with me.
access to the library. We can, if you give us the questions you want research, we can research them for you. However, dangerous shit in interplanar library.
It's the funniest thing though, I find, when people are like, it's really dangerous, so we don't allow people. So you have access to, or somebody has access to all the dangerous wizard shit, and you're not worried about that. No, we can't let somebody go in because they want to have a look at a book, nothing to do with it. It's just the funniest thing ever. You know, it's almost like people saying,
Well,
oh, sorry, we can't give you access to all the guns we've currently got because you might shoot one, but we're going to keep hold of all of them. We're not going to use them, though.
no,
It's
as
the
like
funniest
someone,
thing.
as someone, no, it's more like as someone who does computer science. It's like we're not gonna give you fucking sysadmin because then you could accidentally run delete Windows 32. We're not going to give you sysadmin. You can have user. Like, it's like we're not going to give you sysadmin. We'll give you the user interface. We're not going to give you sysadmin.
Oh, it is fine. I understand. Don't worry. I get sometimes some people's reluctance to share knowledge with others. You know, amassing. It's a thing. I've always been more of a seeker rather than a keeper. Does that make sense?
An interesting point of value to look at being a museum curator, which in itself is just hoarding knowledge in a place.
No, sorry, I am the museum curator. I have specified it. No, it's fine.
The museum curator, in which your job description is to hoard knowledge and store it. I'm
really trying hard not to reveal information at the moment, so I'm just going to keep because, like, yeah.
It's like, yes, museum curator. It's like, yeah, I just like to look at knowledge, and then just like put it like, dude, you're a museum curator. Your job is to take things and put them somewhere else and hoard knowledge.
Yeah, because basically, what the way that she said it as well, and I will offer this up, is she didn't say it as in like she's the only museum creator. She made it seem like there was emphasis on the museum and then curator afterwards.
You're the
FYI.
curator of the museum.
The museum, yeah.
I don't know. Can I Arcana or history check the museum?
Yeah. What, are you trying to see if you know it or not?
Yeah. Do I know of the museum?
Go for
or
it.
There's like a museum that I'll do history because that seems like a good one. 13. I probably don't know about the museum.
You do not know of a place called the museum.
In all caps.
You do not know. Unfortunately, bud. But maybe you could have some of that like wizard into info sharing conference, you know.
No, strategic is definitely putting like in the back of his mind, like, note, research the museum.
I thought you'd like that. As a fellow wizard, I was like, I've got to give him something. I've been like proper interrogating you for 20 minutes.
If you have questions, we have peer-reviewed researchers who can actually do the research part, and we can get you your answer while you're still out and about.
I do. Actually, if it is not too much trouble, would everyone mind if I speak to Tititik by himself, just for 1 minute?
You mean just the wizards?
Wizard stuff.
Wizards only.
Just the wizards.
The secret wizard gang sign.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I imagined as well when we were doing the comprehend languages, it was the exact same motions and it was just doubled for some reason. Because I was like, that would be quite funny that we both went, right, start ritually casting. Do the others leave? Barnet, Dax, Polar?
I'm going to assume, unless someone specifies otherwise, you will be left unmessed with.
Was Matt saying something then? Was he trying to refuse?
No, I go. Yeah, I'll leave you alone.
Oh, I do feel dead bad as well because I was like, "Oh, you're a wizard then," and then found out quickly she was not a wizard. And then literally, I've been like, "Sorry, wizards only. Get out."
Wizards only, fools.
Wizards only. How rude.
Wizards
Yeah,
only.
Paula will be kind of inspecting her book after something that was said.
Oh. So I assume everybody leaves the room, or we will wait until
You're on the
give
you're on the
poignant looks
deck
to
of the
people.
ship. You're on top deck.
Well, we'll go below deck then, if that's okay with you, Cheetah
We'll just
Tick,
go
while
into
everyone else
we'll
stays
just
on
go
deck.
into my private quarters because we established that I have a room.
It would make sense given the position you hold on the ship.
I'm a quartermaster. Of course, I have my own room. I need a place to do all the paperwork.
Wait, you're a quartermaster as well. I've apparently gained this job recently. I didn't even know I had it. I was going to have it, and they got told you're the quartermaster. Figure it out.
Yes,
Out of game.
quartermastering
Yeah.
is something that wizards tend to do because it requires a large amount of knowledge about
Intelligence.
taxes, integrals, derivatives, and algebra.
Negotiations. Yeah.
Yep. You
all
have
that
to
fun
account for the
stuff.
price of inflation of oranges because someone keeps buying all the goddamn oranges. Just so that they
Because one
can
ship's
flood the
gonna-
market and then immediately the orange bubble pops.
Or people try to establish a single market, it doesn't work out, or it does work out, which then stabilizes every country except for the ones that. Yeah, it's a whole thing. I get it.
Yep, and also because pirates have a dual currency system of both gold and just saying pirate stuff. I owe you one.
So yeah, I don't know whether this needs to be in whispers, Danny, or whether you want me to do it in front of the group, because I'm going to ask a question about something I found.
Up to you.
Let's go. Let's go.
Put it in
Don't you have a secret VC so that? Oh wait, no, that is the whispers chat. I thought you meant,
Whispers,
the
that's what we
actual
call it.
whispers.
No, it literally is called Whispers. So
They're all just going to watch it on the VOD anyway. Apparently, that's what Matt does.
what do you want to do?
I think Matt knows
I
what
have
I'm
it
about
thinking
to ask.
that.
Sorry?
I'd say I have it muted anyway.
Oh, the
Alright.
thing. Would you like me to?
Wizard gang,
Wizard.
rise up.
Okay.
Shadow Wizard Muzzy gang.
If
we
you want to do
love
it in
Casper.
Whispers, you're more than welcome to, and I will move you both down. Okay.
Thank you, Danny.
Give me a second, guys.
Shadow. All right, now it's truly wizards only.
And Sky God.
And Sky. Well,
Don't
Sky
mind
God
me.
is a wizard. He's just one of the wizards of the coast.
My face is just peering through the clouds. Oh, don't mind me. Carry on.
Yep. Oh, you peer through the clouds? I just like imagine myself as a little like goat or sheep on a cloud.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, all right. What is it you wish to ask me about in private? Hello,
Rose?
Rose.
Oh,
Ivara.
fuck.
Oh no, Nivara's. I don't know. Oh no, Nivara's.
She's lost in the void.
Well, lost in the void. Nivara's what's the word? Disjointed from the plane. There we go. Hello? Oh,
Hello?
we can hear you
Hello?
again.
Hello,
Brilliant.
Marto. We
All
can
right.
hear you.
What is it you wish to talk to me about in private, Nivara?
Well, okay. So, when I was coming to the archipelago, I was given a list of potential dangers, and I was not expecting to encounter it so soon. What do you know of white resin?
Do I know about white resin?
You can make an arcana, history, or religion, whatever you think's appropriate.
19.
You are aware of a substance known as white resin that is supposed to be an extremely magical item that can impose effects and enchantment effects on a person. Enchantment effects is basically like mind control and manipulation and things like that.
It's magical roofies.
Yeah. but it's highly addictive, and it basically it can, as far as you're aware, render the person very, very lost in it. But as far as you're aware, that substance has
Even the pirates say it's illegal.
No, the point I was going to say is that shit hasn't been around for hundreds of years.
I am aware of white resin.
You're aware of it because if it's ever found, it's to be got rid of pretty fucking quick because of how deadly it is. But no one knows how to make it. No one's seen it for fucking donkeys.
Anyways, yes, I am aware of white resin. Wait, are you claiming that that you have seen white resin?
I will take the white resin out of my bag.
And yes, she does
So-
produce a small vial of white resin.
I'm sorry. What the? Hang on. Wait, is it a magical item? Is it a magical item or is it a poison?
I'm just saying. I said it how I did because you did an Arcana check. It is technically a poison, but it does seem to have some magical effect to it.
All right, I conjure my Tressum familiar, who I motion to open the vial as the cat gets closer.
No. Do not. Honestly, from what I researched, was that white resin is highly addictive. It makes people susceptible and controllable. They will do anything to get more of this stuff. I've heard stories of people ripping off each other's skins back when this was more prevalent. I would not even want for your poor cat to potentially.
Tressums have been
No problem.
completely inoculated from poison, and the magic of the familiar charm should render it so that I could still control it, even if it was charmed by another. Worst case scenario, I have to summon another one.
Okay, that is fine. I was potentially going to do the same thing, but Kavan sometimes gets a bit pissy if I do too many experiments.
Yes, don't worry. This one has been used as a poison taster for literal decades.
Okay. Oh, and just so you know, the reason why I did not tell the rest of our party is because I have been told there is potentially a spy around me. FYI.
Yes.
Cool.
Do not ever reveal that you have this shit ever.
No, I am about to tell you where I got it, and then we will have some fun.
All right, I
I'm
would like
sorry.
my Tressum to use one of its Tressum abilities.
Okay, can you tell me what that Tressum ability is? As you're doing this, you hear audible fumbling at your door.
The Tressum can detect whether a substance is poisonous by taste, touch, or smell.
Right. It is... Technically, it is poisonous. Technically. But the way it actually is, it's like the hardest fucking methamphetamine that you'd ever imagine. Like, shit strong.
It's super meth, and as it sniffs it and nods once, I'm just gonna banish it.
But yeah, as you're doing this, you hear clunking at your door.
Close it up.
I will close it up and squirrel it away again. Straight in my bag.
Walk up to the door. I check the peephole.
Right, give me a sec. As you're checking the peephole on the door, you see Dax outside trying to lock your door from the outside.
Excuse me, what? This is... Who the fuck who creates a door that only locks from the outside?
I said he was trying to, I didn't say he was.
Or that he was smart enough to realize it would probably lock on both sides.
I knock on the door and go, this door locks from both sides, Dax.
Adam? Adam? It's alright.
I'm gonna give you.
He put it in the Twitch chat. He put it in the Twitch chat. That's why I was like, that's why he's rolled.
Oh, that's the funniest thing
I'm gonna
ever.
give you one fucking chance.
Welcome back, Adam.
To make
Yeah.
Guess what?
I'm gonna give. Yeah,
What?
I'm gonna give you one fucking chance to make some kind of sensible explanation about this before I have the guards take you and hold you downstairs.
This is you outside the door trying to fumble and find a lock to lock the door, and you can now hear Chichitik's voice from the other side.
This door locks from both ways.
I know that. There's a bit of love going on there. Have a bit of extra privacy.
The door was already locked. That's why you couldn't lock the door.
See, and she'll kind of like saunter over a little bit and put her hand like on the side of the door round Chichitik and go, Dax, I don't know what your obsession with me is, but I think you need to head back to the ship now and leave me and Chichitik in peace.
Oh, for a bit of extra
Before
banging.
he makes... Go back to the ship.
I want to insight that.
What are you inciting?
Oh, she said like, I know that you're obsessed with me, but I'm like, is that it, or is
Oh,
Dax trying to
no.
pull some unrelated shit?
No insight required. You can just make your own assumption.
Okay, cool.
Do you leave from the door, Dax?
Oh, Dax has already gone off way down
Okay,
the hallway.
I'm putting you back with the others then.
Go.
There we go.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Literally, if you look at the Twitch chat, he asked for it, and that's why I said roll stealth, roll
I
sleight of hand,
know.
and he passed the stealth to get to the door, and then just completely fucked it up.
The door was already fucking locked.
I know. I was trying to hide, by the way, the fact of what we were doing because he seemed to be obsessed with banging early. I don't know, it's a thing. Anyway, shall we return?
Alright, anyway, so you have on your person one of the most dangerous substances upon the archipelago.
And she kind of looks at him and goes, now you know why I was trying to get some assistance, and I do not know what the fuck.
Okay.
He
okay.
has this. Jacob Prescott has vials of this. Now you know, okay?
Okay, that makes a lot more sense why you came to us then.
Well, when they suggested it, I was like, that's a good idea. And they think that I am smart. So I thought that it would weigh more because I was obviously
No.
thinking, I've not heard of this substance being around for a long time. And, you know, there are problems.
There are there are. God.
I can almost imagine the anguish coming from Chichitik because you keep
Like, if you had said this at the beginning,
Yeah.
there would have been so much more, like, immediate thing. The only reason we're asking for 150,000 is because that's how much it fucking costs to outfit and fucking get supplies for a ship to go that far with an actual crew.
Well, it took me until about the time when what we said had actually got to the Baroness for me to trust you, so I didn't know whether you guys were actually operating. You understand.
Well,
I just found. I know.
all right.
Reader's honor.
Now you see, Chichitik, I can almost imagine you're kind of like, what other fucking info bombshell is going to drop next? Because, like, you can get in this shit. Like, literally, the most important shit, you're just finding out way too late.
Now. No, like, you know, the fucking, like, the fact that you didn't lead with either this or you did not lead with he has a mind-controlled crew and he's working with a fucking, like, eldritch being who speaks deep speech was also, like, a fucking, like, why didn't you lead with this? Anyways.
I know. It
Okay.
is just. You understand, though, the reason why I have to kind of hide these things from the rest of them. Like, this is
Hang on.
dangerous stuff, and I can't have it them spouting it to everybody. They
Give me-
literally told. Oh, never mind.
Give
Sorry,
me
I do
10
apologize.
minutes.
Okay. Would you like me to wait in your room, or shall I
No.
head back to the ship? Or
One moment, I'm double checking something.
okay. Do you need some assistance? I am highly capable.
Oh no, never mind. I was checking to see if I can't sound. I was checking to see if something very specific I have could soundproof the room. Anyways, so So
I
anyways,
mean, do you have something
so,
that gives a lot of noise? Or we can.
Uh,
Do you have something
no.
that can like simulate sound?
Yes, I have minor illusion. I would do minor illusion, but what we're talking about is so goddamn sensitive that I'm scared of doing minor illusion because then people will come to investigate.
Not if we. I don't know. No, never mind. Let me see what I have.
God. God, why is there no make a soundproof room spell? The
There
closest
is.
is like tiny. What is it?
S-
Because silence just makes an area nothing
need
can be
everything.
heard in there. There's not
Um,
only. I mean,
mean,
there's
you-
message, but
I was gonna say you could just
like,
message each other.
I don't have
I-
message because I have mending.
Ah! I will take out my little fog watch, pop it up to my ear, and say, "Go, I have message." And you can
Okay,
respond
cool.
back to me.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
so
We will use message from here on out to make sure no
Yeah.
one overhears this.
By the way, I have tucked the resin back in the secret pocket in my bag, in my
Okay.
little satchel. It's gone back in there.
Hang
Okay.
on, hang on. Please tell me your bag is waterproof.
It is made of leather. Is that waterproof?
Has it been treated to be waterproof?
Do you have a waterproof bag you can
Here you
maybe
go.
give
I tossed her a waterproof bag.
me? I will put it in the waterproof. I'm assuming it's like a little bag that I can use, and I can stuff that in the little secret pocket, so it's like doubly secure and hidden.
Yes, it's from my old what's the word? The kit. It's from my old component pouch. It used to be used to help hold phosphorus.
Perfect. Oh, because phosphorus obviously expires one. Yeah, got it.
Yep. Anyways, okay, so now it is in a glass vial inside of a waterproof bag. Tiny
Mhm.
bag. Alright, so
So
we okay, so you're telling me that this man has unearthed the secrets on how to make this shit.
well, I kind of know how to make this shit.
Okay. Because you are coming clean about this, I am not murdering you on sight.
That is very good for
That-
me.
It is. But like, if you tell this to the wrong people, you will be dead before you can finish the sentence.
Oh, you don't think I have already realized that? I'm waiting until you It is fine. As I said, we are establishing trust here, right? You will not stab me in the back, and I will not stab you in the back, right?
There will be no stabbing of backs.
Cool. With it honor.
Wizards on. Don't say that. Don't. We don't. There's no honor. Wizards don't have honor.
No,
Pirates honor.
okay, then.
Okay.
I am not a pirate, but I am honorary pirate. Honorary
hon-
pirate honor?
Shall I put you guys back in the other call?
No.
Fucking God.
No.
We have so much
Wait.
to talk about here.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you like us to go in the other call and we just ask everybody else that this is player knowledge, not
Or-
character knowledge?
Yeah, because I kind of feel bad leaving them out.
Yeah, so they could be there, they're just not there
Okay,
and they don't know
I'm just
about
gonna move
it.
you guys back. There we go. I've moved them
With,
back
like,
because obviously we've been a
maximum
while.
secrecy here. Oh Jesus Christ! Oh. Sorry,
I'm sorry, who's Jesus Christ? I don't know that one.
actually, no. I would have to invoke a different god for this. Actually,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, perfect. I think it's when someone else moves me across, it doesn't connect my voice in, so I have to then exit and enter again. Okay.
Oh.
Stop it. This is still happening in secret.
Oh,
But-
Nick.
You guys are probably going to listen to this at some stage, and you're not there.
I don't want to leave you
why
guys
not?
out of it.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Player
I wasn't
knowledge,
intention of listening anyway.
Okay. It's player knowledge, not character knowledge. So
Oh.
back in the
I would
room.
also like you to know, Drag. Like, if you had not fucked off, T-Chick would have murdered you. Like, completely, just like, he's heard too much.
I know Dax hadn't heard anything. He had no intention of listening.
See, obsessed with me. Like,
No.
what the hell? Okay,
That's what Doctor Who tricks.
All right. Anyways, Biogreeviek.
so
Ah,
so as I said, I did a lot of research before coming here. I had to know what I was in store for, even though everybody has told me it was dangerous. No shit. So, it is made by Yanti. If you have heard of Yanti,
the serpent folk. They're also immune to poison, so it makes sense that they would be able to make it.
this amount that I have just shown you, it takes months and months to make. It is in small supply. He now has 5 files because I took the 6. But I don't know who to tell, who to
Okay.
trust, what is going on. And you seem like a very capable pirate who's also a wizard, so you understand the complications that even if we told a pirate and they went, actually, this is a good source of income, the whole archipelago goes down. You know,
No,
this is
it's so unbelievably against the pirate code to deal in that shit that it's not even funny.
yeah, but I have heard that apparently Jacob Prescott is a pirate and he is dealing with the stuff.
Yes, but he also, as you have said before, has broken the pirate code on multiple occasions.
Yes, I know. I don't understand the pirate code very well. I'm learning. You know, every day's a school day. So
It's sort of like think of it sort of like a religion more than an actual code, where like you're supposed to follow
Ugh.
it. All the tenets kind of make sense, but if you don't follow it, there's absolutely no punishment beyond from people who know that you don't follow it.
yeah, true. But no, shortly I should. I've been working on a spell that allows for me to basically hide something in a pocket dimension for a number of time. So I'm going to pop it in there eventually. But I just.
Oh my. Okay, so
I know. I am so sorry for this, but you said you were a quartermaster and you deal with goods, and this is the most potent drug ever known.
Yes.
So
yes.
help.
God, hang on, I'm thinking. Hang on. Out of character, what are do I know what the native populations of the archipelago are, or are those purposefully obscured? Just you haven't written about them yet,
I'll be
or they
honest.
are written about?
No one's done a census. Last time I checked.
All right, I'm going to. Can I just
Guesstimate.
establish lore that goblinoids are one of the native populations of the islands?
Oh, 100%. But they're probably more tribal and feral than like what you'd expect. Because
Yeah,
just
we
as a
did-
point out, I'm just quickly looking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Also, I hope
6.
this is okay, Danny.
Only 7 islands are populated that can like have a settlement on. Only 7 islands. You know the ones that have got a white outline on the text on the islands? They're inhabited. If it's got green, they're not inhabited. There's only 7 that have actual settlements on. That's not counting things like the Shock Jade Expedition, because that's not a settlement, that's a operation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, my question is: are the green ones not inhabited by settlers, or are they not inhabited?
They're either completely uninhabited by by humanoids of a civilized structure, i.e. not counting like Neanderthals and stuff like that. Or they're inhabited by so few people nobody gives a shit.
Okay, cool.
The ones with the white border have some sort of established settlement, and that mainly includes things like buildings, like facilities.
Wait, hang on.
The only change
you were...
to that is Lone Spire's now turned green for reasons.
Okay, cool. For reasons. Okay, cool. So, all right, I'm just going to lore dump. I'm just going to lore say that one of that I don't know. Look, man, as someone with native blood, I know a lot of shit about native island communities.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say goblinoids were on one of the islands that have been settled, and they live mostly in peace. Mostly.
Yeah,
Is over
I
there?
think a good example would be comparing modern society to the... You ever heard of the North Sentinelese people? Where it's still like
No.
Neanderthalic tribesmen that are like on an island. And they live now like tribes people. And it's like, it's that difference of societies, because obviously you've got the normal civilized folk and then you've got those.
God, this is the most British fucking way of looking at it I've ever. Anyways, Anyways,
Am I
okay.
wrong?
You kind of wrong, but anyways, I'm not gonna get on my fucking Taino horse here.
Okay.
Anyways, back to the plot. So all right. Let me see. Wait, hang on. You were saying that you were warned of white sap before you came here.
White resin, but yes.
White resin. How did they know it was coming back up?
They didn't. It was literally on a list that was 4 pages long and that I had to memorize, including poisonous plants, the ones that try to eat you, potential otherworldly beings. You know what it has to do. You have to sign like a waiver when you volunteer to do this sort of thing. It was on the list.
Was
I'm just
Jim
very
on
good
the
at that.
list?
I remember. Is that a person?
Jim's the name of a kraken.
The one to the north.
Yeah. Well, one of the. Well, it's over there. He gets around.
Oh no! Isn't there one also to the southeast?
I don't, out of character. I'm not sure about this lore, but I'm just saying Jim is a kraken. Jim is the name of a kraken. The kraken lives here. Who knows where the kraken is?
I will just point out that was bullshit from November.
No, it's not bullshit. It's lore. It's lore building.
Making law.
Yeah.
Look.
Now there is a kraken in the north and southeast.
So when I came here, I am my primary trade, as I have explained, is I am a curator of the museum. I am also an historian, mainly with ancient Tiaran. If you know ancient Tiara.
No,
So the ancient world, for example, pre and post Krieg. So you know when the big god nuke went off and everything went bad.
Just as
And
a pointer,
everything
I haven't
went
explained
good.
any of this to Chichiti
Okay.
No.
and Coyote.
I have
That's
no
fine.
knowledge. Also, I
This
like to
is
think
like
that
world
Chichitik
lore. This is world lore.
I like to imagine Chichitik has lived on this archipelago since birth, and he's like a fucking. I can't say the word because it's technically a racial slur, but he's like a part native, part settler.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, I do not know much about the world history beyond this archipelago,
Okay.
because this
So-
is where I've spent my entire life. But if Yuan-Ti are the ones doing it, then it's probably some part of the native populations.
Since post Krieg, it is believed that sometime in the first millennia, that a group of people or something cannibalized themselves and ended up as Yuan-Ti. It was just one of the stories I read, and it got stuck. And then when I saw this, everything kind of crystallized. You know, in that way, when you've read, I mean, I have read libraries worth of information over my many decades. Not everything sticks, and then someone says, "Oh, you know about strawberries," and suddenly I can remember strawberries in very vivid detail. I'm very lucky.
There
Time.
Yes,
I'm Elvin. You
there
know?
are small. There are small. Yes, there are small. There are native populations of Yuan-Ti on the archipelago, and that would
Okay.
also explain why white resin has stayed on this archipelago. But if if it's gone for 100 years, then that would mean it's been gone for about 3 generations. So if it got dug up from something old.
Well, the museum. It is all about, as you said earlier, it is about protecting culture and history. We do not know anything pre-Greek. Well, we know very little, so we have to make sure that we accurately account what has happened post-Krieg. You know?
Mhm.
But anyway, we're getting off track. Do you know where the Yuan-Ti are?
I know
maybe.
where some could be. Hang on. Does Chichitik have an actual fucking map instead of whatever this is?
As in of the archipelago.
Yeah.
I think I've DM'd you a map, haven't I?
You have DM'd me a map. Can we get it on? I am going to show the other wizard the map.
Right.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Danny. I can tell with every like 30 seconds that gets added on, you're like, oh.
Right, okay, no, that's cool. What I'm going to do, Rose, is I'm going to DM it you
Send it to
on
me.
the Facebook, The Facebook.
Don't worry as well, Danny. I don't have my character does not have a photographic memory yet or an eidetic memory yet, so this will probably be gone in 30
Actually,
seconds.
no, he's
in
not even
ahead.
gonna like pull out a map. He's just gonna minor illusion a map.
Cool. So I don't actually have yet. Brilliant.
Yeah. You are not being given a physical copy of the map. He is minor illusion. Maps are fucking expensive.
Also, Danny wants for us to be able to explore it.
Yeah,
which
I
kind of makes
purposely
sense.
did it like I'm doing with the fog of war type thing. What I'll do, Rose, is I'll send it, yeah? When this conversation...
Is that right? Thank you, Danny.
No, what it is, when this conversation's done, I'm going to rescind the message so you won't be able to see it no more.
That doesn't work.
Shit,
If
oh well.
you unsend it on Facebook. I'll
Then
delete
you
it.
can
I
do it
promise
through-
I will
you can do
delete
it through. You can do it through Discord and do that.
Oh well, I've already sent it.
Yeah, whatever. All right. Well,
It's all right,
I'm
I
just
will-
gonna. I'm just gonna make up plot points now.
Do you want to check with Danny first? Okay.
I don't mind. I don't
Ooh.
mind. It's okay.
All right. I know that there are currently native populations of Yuan-Ti on Los Guadanas and the Underbelly Descent, which is the most which is very far to the northwest and a bit southwest of here. And then there was
What was the second one? was the-
Underbelly Descent.
Where is that? Oh,
Yeah.
to the west.
Yeah, to like the south,
Okay.
to the west southwest. And then there was in New Horizons Post a population, but they got wiped out by the settlers because, that's what settlers tend to fucking do.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he basically like minor illusion little X's on each of them, and then take away the map.
Okay, I will delete it now.
Yeah.
Or can you delete it, Danny? Does that work?
Let me see. So, remove.
You might be able to unsend it.
Unsend for everyone. The message will be unsent to everyone in the chat. There we go.
All right.
Has it
It's
unsent?
on. If you want me,
It's gone.
I will
Oh, yes.
take a snapshot of it for you so you can double check it has gone.
I believe you. You ain't gotta do that.
Yeah. Those are or were the major populations of Yuan-Ti on the archipelago.
Okay.
And what it is, Coyote, if you don't mind, later DMing me that stuff, because I've got to make sure I keep consistency.
I'm so sorry, Danny.
It's fine.
I went. If it wasn't going to happen here, it was going to happen in a few weeks' time. I needed to find out more about this white resin, etc., etc. You know, the jail.
So yes, if you
I'm going to get some bad messages later. Sorry. You're the best. Anyway, sorry. Carry on.
Yes,
I do
but yes.
apologize.
And there are like straggling populations of Yuan-Ti throughout the archipelagos, but these are the major ones.
Okay.
And then
So-
New Horizons Post was the
One that got
previous-
wiped out.
Yeah, by the settlers because
Mm-hmm.
settlers.
Okay.
All
So
right.
now
If
I
you
have revealed
find-
this.
If you find anything more on this, and you
Mm-hmm.
need wizard assistance, like once you learn the sending spell, send me the sending spell.
Okay, I will learn to send in spell. I promise.
All right.
I'll keep you updated. So, are you going to maybe negotiate with the Baroness to reduce our cost?
No, but I will make sure that but I will personally select every member of the crew going along with you to be people you can actually trust and who will not be tempted by that bullshit.
I just genuinely, what had happened is we were in their chamber, and by the way, there were both
Coyote,
Wade and
just as an
Josiah.
FYI, bud, the resin thing, it's real lore. So if you because obviously your character would know more. If you Google it in conjunction with Yuan-Ti, you'll find out about it. It's pretty nasty.
Yeah, no, it is one of the nastiest substances. But like we also can also not risk this getting out to more members of the crew.
Yeah.
this is top sneaky, and he will have to tell at least the Baroness about this, and he is planning on doing so
Oh,
because
okay.
he trusts the Baroness. Like there's a reason she's leading all the pirates of this thing, and also she's honorable and will follow the pirate code, or so he believes. But also like. We can't, but also, so yeah, he will have to hand select the fucking crew going on this expedition because the 150,000, as stated before, is mostly to go to that fucking crew.
Yep, who are all being mind controlled. But anyway.
No, I'm talking about
Now
the
you
crew
understand.
we're sending with you.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, so Nightfire will say, I hope this understands that this is the reason why I am maybe acting a bit unusual. It is simply because I do not know who I can trust. I am trying my hardest. I uncovered something clearly that is well over my current expertise.
Yes, no, with this context, everything makes so much more sense. I thought you were just an asshole.
I mean, I am an asshole. That is very apparent. I am well over 100 years old and elven, and I know we are not the best people.
But now you're a justified asshole.
Exactly. My favorite position.
Anyways, I'm gonna go tell the Baroness about this because she can be trusted. Also, if I'm going to pull strings like this, I need her permission.
Then I hope that you would maybe vouch for me a little bit. I have obviously come to you to find her. And I am okay with the Baroness knowing as long as it does not come back to me or the crew. They cannot know about this because I do not know whether one will maybe try to take it or something, and they are chaotic enough as it is, and I am trying to keep control of them, but you have seen them.
Yes, they are like cat. Looks at door. Checks on other side of door.
As you open the door and stick your head out, you get a revolting and distinctive smell of rotten eggs.
I use prestidigitation to make it smell like rosemary.
Yep, you press
sandalwood.
You prestidigitation the prestidigitation away.
Do not worry. I will ensure that it is all okay.
Don't forget, Chichitik, assuming you guys do the mission, he's going with you.
Yeah, I will see you later.
I will see you later. And out of character, I'm gonna go fucking tell the Baroness.
I am so sorry.
Oh,
if it hadn't happened with Chichitik, I was planning to tell Josiah like this session, but then somebody decided not to come and play.
Yep.
So
Alright, anyways, yo Baron. It's literally like I'm imagining just like knocking on her fucking door. It is urgent.
if it's okay, on the way back to the ship, at some point, can I check the time? You don't have to tell me, obviously, now if you don't want to. That is fine. Later will be fine.
I'll deal with that later.
Just send me a message. Thank you.
Yeah. But getting back to the top of the ship with the rest of the crew waiting for you after, although this took a lot longer than actual, obviously, because D&D, that's how it works usually. It's only been about 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes at most. But you will meet up with the rest of the party, and the rest of the party you will see Navara eventually return without Chichitik.
I will send my cat with you to keep an eye on y'all.
There we go.
Our familiars can bond. It'll be fine. We'll keep the Kavain.
I will make a note. Chichitik's familiar, like Tressum Cat, is very well taken care of. Like they are fully groomed. Their claws have been trimmed. Their feathers are like shiny.
Yeah, Kavain is a fennec fox. You can see because he's actually currently sitting on Crescent's hands because I made him a single thing and forgot to take it off.
Yeah,
he's a little big-eared buddy. Yeah. Does the character make sense now?
The character makes so much more sense now that I have context for why you were so anal about this guy.
Oh dear. Okay, in character, back to the ship. And I will literally walk straight up to Paula or Niles and go, Niles or Paula, which would you prefer?
Polar. Although
Polar.
you can call me what you want, really.
Is Paula a first name or Niles a first name, or is it just your
Paula's first name.
identity? Okay.
That's what I use. Different
would you
place,
like
different
that?
name.
No bother. Would you like that magic lesson while we wait for Chichitik to return?
Yes. That'd be good, yeah.
Excellent. Anybody else is welcome, and she will say this out to the rest of the people. I am more than willing to show you how I do a little bit of magic, if you are interested.
Yes,
Dax?
please. No.
Magic? Oh, I obviously, Pablo, you will be my number one student. I am just wondering if anybody else would like to learn a little wizard magic. It takes time, obviously. Not everybody will be able to grasp it so quickly. It took me literal decades. You sure, Dax?
Yeah, I'll have a go.
Vlad? Barnett?
Yeah, go on.
No, thank you.
No?
No, thank you. I'm quite content.
You're more than welcome to just listen then. That is fine. I mean, I think most of you will be listening for a very long time. So, and we don't have to RP this if we don't want, but
That's
I will show
absolutely
them
fine, yeah.
basically. Yeah, step by step, I will take the party through how I do Shocking Grasp, because it was the first cantrip other than my Elven cantrip that I learned. It is like the first one that I was taught because it is a self-defense maneuver.
Yep.
It's a taser.
Yeah.
It's a taser. That is the reason I have this cantrip, is because I thought it was a taser spell. I was like, yes. But obviously it's not something that they can actually immediately learn. I am taking them through the verbal and somatic components and showing them each movement, and I will adjust. So I will like show them how to move their hands, but I will make constant adjustments. And then at one point during it, I will say to Paula, I will go, "You've never had any training, no? You said you found
No,
this
not
magic."
really. Everything I learned from the book.
Okay. Before we proceed on, what I am going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of easy hand movements you can do, and you practice these over and over again. They are like ABC of somatic components, you know? And if you practice this and you keep going through the alphabet essentially, and then you structure them, that is how you get your somatics of spells.
Okay.
So we will start with A, for example, and she will take them through the, you know what I mean, where it's like, you know when you're learning sign language and you have to learn the basics. These are the basics that are taught to on day one of wizard school, essentially, because she's never had teaching. And I will try to show the others, but does Barnet have fingers?
Would hope so.
Yeah.
Does he just have like?
Well,
the
he's a
paw?
bunny person. Yeah, he's a Harangon.
I like to imagine he's just Bugs Bunny. Like that's how he is.
Honestly, have you not seen his character art? He is Peter Rabbit, like and he's Donald Duck in it, from what I believe. Like, just wearing a t-shirt.
No, I've got trousers on.
Have you?
Yeah.
How
Hold
does
on.
that work? Yeah, you've got bunny
Look.
legs. How does?
Look, trousers can be worn by anyone who has like legs. The problem is that you just need a little bit for the tail.
Not only that, but the way that bunny legs go, you wouldn't be able to. You know that jump thing that you do? That would be really bothersome because the rabbit
have to be
paw
specially
that where they
made.
stand on. Yeah, like the paw bit is basically like the front bit of our foot because the way that it bends back. Do you know what I mean? Like the way that animal legs. Anyway, I don't know why I'm fascinated by whether Barnet
No,
likes
look,
wears
he's just
clothes
like-
or not.
He's wearing he's just wearing shorts. They're down to his knee as opposed to his
Yeah.
ankle.
Also, I just looked at the stream and just can see Danny's face, and he looks so bored right now.
No, it's absolutely fine. Like, honestly, I so long, because at the end of the day, so long as you guys have fun, I couldn't give two fucking shits. I've got my plot points written down. I'm just waiting to initiate the next one. But the thing is, the last one gave you enough to talk about, so I'm happy.
You gave what was it? You have a few more plot points to write down now that I've made up lore.
Well, all it basically means, because this happens a lot. I've written like X plot points for this session. If I don't get time to do one, I'll just put it at the start of the next session. It's fine.
This is it, and I am slightly stalling. I don't know if you've noticed that because I don't know when there's
The big problem is with this session, I know a lot of you guys specifically want to wait and talk to Ben, Josiah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, this session was always going to be an awkward one anyway, but there was nothing we could really do about that because
Look,
the show must go on.
Josiah ate some bad fish on your guys' trip here. He's otherwise occupied.
Yeah, let's go with
He's
that.
just... Anyway,
He's probably spending some special time by himself. We know Josiah; he's less likely to
I mean,
get involved
I do want
in that.
to.
More likely to
I
pound
would
the
like to
ruffle.
point out Josiah is on the ship with you guys.
Oh, is he?
He's just-
technically there.
he's T-posing.
Yeah, what it is, he's no-clipped half through the boat and he's T-posing right now.
The Gmod
Okay.
ragdoll noises.
No,
Oh,
it's
God.
the heartbeat monitor when it's like dead, flatlined. Yeah.
Do you know, this is no word of a lie. I am going to get absolutely like Ben is probably going to get very annoyed with me, and the only reason I say that Ben's a sound guy. Don't get me wrong; he's not going to be annoyed for no sake. But the number of times I've been like, "You keep keeping secrets from me in character. Like, what you doing?"
What I'm going to do as well, while you guys are talking, I'm just going to polygon reveal the area. Like, you know, where you
you.
guys are going down to Scotland's
Yeah.
End.
Paradise City.
There you go. The grass is green and
The girls are pretty.
that's it.
Take me down to the Paradise City where the girls
Also-
are bears and they bear.
There you go. I've opened up the path down to Scotland's End ready
Thank
for you.
Yeah, because I assume that everybody here is going to want to go to Scotland. I want to go see the cool stuff there, and if it's an ancient
Well,
temple.
essentially, the thing is, you are going into an ancient ruin. The Baroness wants the gem from there. Everything else is for you guys to keep.
Yeah, ancient artifacts, my jam. I do not care about the money.
British Museum noises.
Yes.
Yes,
I love what it
literally, why Chi does not like you. British Museum noises.
Some of the inspiration, like very early on for this character, was Evie from The Mummy. You know what I mean? Like that was a very
Yeah.
yeah.
no,
You
I
get what I
think-
mean?
I think in my notes I have written down on your character, museum curator, here to plunder stuff from, here to plunder native culture.
But I know it's been an awkward session for certain people because obviously Ben, because of Ben. But I think given it's 5-2, we will leave it here where the start of next session you guys will be making the travel down to Scotland's End to delve into some ancient ruin of some sort beneath an island with a volcano.
Is this also, and also, are we going to do the secret Chichitik tells the Baroness that, they found super, that guy who they told us to
that
fight
can
has
be-
super drugs.
I think what it is, that can be done in DMs between us. Just off and on between like sessions. Just so people are aware, the next session will be the 8th of July. Just put that in your calendars and get yourselves all prepared. But
What date is that?
The 8th of July.
Oh, I don't know. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I was doing a Ben.
Let me
I
double
can't make the
check.
session.
Oh, I actually might not be able to make that session.
Shit.
I'll be in Japan.
Okay,
Really?
okay, you fucking weird bitch.
You want to
weird
move it a
witch.
week earlier? Do it. Oh no, that'll be next
誰は
weekend.
リアブと呼んでいるか
You want to
We'll,
move it a week later and we'll do 2 weeks in a row? Would that be better?
we'll discuss. We'll discuss.
Yeah.
So, for everyone that's here in the chat and for everyone that is watching, I appreciate you all. I thank you for dropping by. Yes, he's going to Japan, Sparrow. You heard that correctly. Country bumpkin going to Japan.
What the fuck you mean, country bumpkin?
That was such a sass. Like, what the fuck you mean?
The fuck you mean, country bumpkin?
Oh, please. You can have a go at me in a minute.
with your goddamn aluminium.
Yeah? Because we use all of the letters in the word. We don't just cut them out.
Yeah, but like, why would you do that when it's so much easier to say aluminum?
Yeah, well, this is why the American English is just English simplified.
English better, because we also took out most of the French, which is the worst part of English.
Yeah, but we've got to have something to hold over the French. That's like a British pastime. But either way, we can have this discussion and debate in a moment. Next stream, guys, is tomorrow, as Rose is hosting and running a small series of Call of Cthulhu TTRPG campaigns. And the first session is tomorrow. And that's going to be good. So I hope people can join me for that. Those that are watching on YouTube, the recording is going to self-destruct in 5, 4. See you later, guys. 3, 2, 1.